Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, a bright, sunshiny day, temperatures in the mid-20s, as CBS brings you the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Colts. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Ryan with John Unitas here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. And John, kind of interesting, the first time that you've covered the Colts, and you've got a must-win situation today.
It's a must-win, and it's only the third time I've seen him since leaving him in '71, Tim.
Well, I know you saw him Monday night in a losing cause to Miami.
Oh, don't talk about that.
This is a big one, obviously, for the Colts. They have to win here today. They have to win again next week. They're getting some help from the Patriots, who are leading Miami at this point up in New England. The Lions, where I was last week in Green Bay, did a great job defensively against the Packers, as they have all season long. They were led by middle linebacker number 55, Ed O'Neill. They present a very swarming kind of defense that's been very effective. Offense has been their problem. And today, Coach Tommy Hudspeth is going to Gary Danielson, number 16, a second-year man from Purdue, making his first start, replacing Greg Landry at quarterback. How about the Colts this afternoon? What do they have to do to win?
Well, the Baltimore Colts, of course, being led by this man, number 7, Burt Jones, who's had a fantastic year, and I think one of the best young quarterbacks in the game today. Throwing the ball at a 56.6% completion average and over for 2,125 yards. He's the offensive man of the Baltimore Colts, along with Lydell Mitchell, number 26, who not only has 982 yards so far this season, needs 18 to go in for his third consecutive year of 1,000 yards, but an outstanding receiver with 57 reception, and he leads the league in that.
John, that's powerful offense, but I know that you've been quoted this week as saying that maybe the Colts offense is a little too predictable.
Well, I think they've been criticized pretty well here in Baltimore this week, and I know what I feel that they are predictable in their first and second down situations, and that I think they're going to have to, I fear that they're going to have to change their thinking on first and second downs, because the defense is sitting back there waiting for them to do what they have predicted they are going to do. And therefore, I think that if they're going to win the next two ball games, which are must football games for them, Tim, as we mentioned, they're going to have to change their thinking on the first and second down situations.
One of the things that has been hurting the Colts offensively has been the injury to Roger Carr. He's been bothered with a bad knee all season long. He will be in the lineup again today, but he will not start. Fred Scott will start there. Carr has played in only 7 games, and he admits that he simply cannot run full out with the kind of speed that presented the bomb situations in the past from Jones to Roger Carr, and no doubt that has had some effect on their passing offense. So it'll be Freddie Scott starting at wide receiver for the Colts again today. Howard Stevens, their fine kickoff and punt return man, was injured last Monday night against Miami, and has a fractured jaw. He is out of action, and they brought in Perry Griggs, number 28, to replace him. Griggs, a young man that had a tryout with the New York Jets in Green Bay from Troy State in Alabama, and just picked up kind of in a hurry this week to replace Howard Stevens, and Griggs will wear number 28. You'll see him on returns. The Lions, of course, have had nothing but injury problems all season long. As Tommy Hudspeth has pointed out, the entire right side of his starting offense, guard Mark Markovich, tackle Rockne Freitas, tight end Charlie Sanders, and of course a fine running back has been gone since last year, really, Lawrence Gaines. Here are the officials for this afternoon's game. Pat Haggerty is the referee, the umpire Al Conway, the head linesman Walt Peters, the line judge Bob Beeks, the back judge Jim Poole, and the field judge Bob Lewis. The Lions have won the toss. They'll receive at the south end to our right, wearing the white uniforms. Baltimore in blue to our left. It is 28 degrees at game time, sunny and clear, and we've got some wind, 15 miles per hour, gusting to 25, but nothing like there was here yesterday, a kind of a day yesterday that would have destroyed any opportunity for the passing game. The deep man for the Detroit Lions, Eddie Payton, number 34. Walter Payton's older brother, is standing on the 5-yard line. And he'll be the deep man. Tony Linhart, number 2, last year's National Football League leading scorer, will kick it off. The Baltimore Colts must win here today. They must beat New England here at home next Sunday if they are going to make the playoffs, and all that despite having a very fancy 9-3 record. Their loss to Miami on Monday night was a critical defeat for them. They need help from New England, and the Patriots are currently leading the Dolphins 14-0, the last score we had there. Payton makes the catch at the 10. We are underway. Eddie Payton is hit hard at the 23-yard line. First guy to get him was number 34, Ron Lee, the backup fullback. and one of the real stars of the Colts special teams. So the Lions will start first and 10 with Gary Danielson, number 16, at quarterback. The running backs, Leonard Thompson, who made his first start at running back last week and picked up 76 yards, along with Horace King, number 25. The wide receivers, J.D. Hill and Ray Jarvis, and the tight end, David Hill. And there's your offensive line. Bodine and Hertwig playing for the injured Markovich and Rockne Freitas. First down, Lions. They come out in the I formation, and Danielson will throw on first down. In the flat, complete to J.D. Hill, who's knocked out of bounds by number 30, Doug Nettles. Nettles is starting at the cornerback on the right side, ahead of Nelson Muncie, which is a late change for the Baltimore Colts. Defensively for the Colts, one of the fine front fours in football. Fred Cook, Mike Barnes, Joe Ehrman, and John Dutton, the sack pack. The linebackers, Tom McLeod, Stan White on the outside, and little Ed Simonini in the middle. The secondary, Norm Thompson and Doug Nettles on the right corner, Bruce Laird and Lyle Blackwood. Blackwood, a real fine acquisition. It is first down on that pass reception by J.D. Hill. A broken play. Danielson just turns and gets back near the line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line of Detroit.
Well, we had a broken play on that play. Looks like the halfback was by Danielson before he got around. There was a mix-up in the backfield, as you saw number 25 late getting off the ball, and Danielson just did the smart thing, followed his offensive men right into the line of scrimmage.
Fred Cook, number 72, the man to stop him. It'll be second down, and we'll call it 10.5. J.D. Hill comes out of the ball game. Hill, is the receiver on the near side. Wide left, and it is Leonard Thompson, number 39, and hit behind the line of scrimmage. It was number 53, Stan White, the linebacker, and along with number 30, Doug Nettles, putting the hit on him, and he got just near the line of scrimmage, and it'll be third down and still, let's call it a half-yard loss and call it 3rd and 11. So the Lions having difficulty against a very fired-up Colts defensive line so far. Joe Ehrman has come out, and Ray Oldham is in as a 5th defensive back in this passing situation. Gary Danielson, the quarterback. On the ground, he goes with Horace King straight ahead. And he got only about 4 yards, and so the Lions will have to punt as Stan White made the tackle, and the Baltimore Colts will get their first offensive opportunity. The punter is Wilbur Summers, number 10, standing on his own 23-yard line. The deep man is Lyle Blackwood, and Ray Oldham is the short man. Lyle Blackwood is some tough customer. He has a slightly separated right shoulder and a pinched nerve in his left shoulder, and yet he has 9 interceptions, 49 solo tackles, and has been a great acquisition since being picked up in training camp. He fumbles that punt, however, but it is Baltimore ball. He signaled a fair catch and dropped it, but fortunately for him, he covered it quickly, and it'll be first down Colts at the 32-yard line. Bill Larson made the tackle for Detroit. So the Colts, who must win here today, will start Burt Jones at quarterback, Lydell Mitchell and Roosevelt Leaks are the running backs. The wide receivers, Freddie Scott, 86, Glenn Dowdy, 35, and the tight end, Raymond Chester, and one of the fine offensive lines in the National Football League. Ken Mendenhall at center. Complete to Freddie Scott, over the 50, scrapping his way near the 45-yard line, and finally pulled down at the 47.
Well, Tim, you got a great ovation from the crowd on that as we talked before the ball game. These are the things that the Baltimore Colts are going to have to do and change that first down situation. There's one of the few times throughout the whole season that Burt has come out throwing the football, and a fine reception, an excellent throw by Burt Jones to Freddie Scott as he picks up the first down.
Dick Geron and Garth Tenaple made the tackle. Tenaple starting for Paul Newmoff, who's missing his first game with an injury in 11 years as a Lion. He has an ankle injury, is not dressed today. Lydell Mitchell hit hard after a gain of about 5 yards on the play. First man to pop him was the safety, Dick Geron, number 26. Here's the Lions defense. The front four, Ken Sanders and Jim Mitchell are the ends. Herb Orbitz and Doug English are the tackles. And they are tough. The linebackers, Tenaple starting for Newmoff, Ed O'Neill in the middle, who had a great game last week, and Charlie Weaver, the veteran, on the right side. A strong secondary, young James Hunter and Len Barney are the corners. Charlie West and Dick Geron are the safeties. Second down, a little less than 5 to go. I formation Colts. Wide left is Freddie Scott. Mitchell is hit right at the line of scrimmage, squirts for a couple of yards, as he inevitably does. First guy to hit him was number 83, Jim Mitchell, and Weaver, number 59, got a piece of the action. Buffalo leading the New York Jets 7-3. Ferguson passing to Jeff Chandler at 3:09 of the second period. 7-3 Buffalo ahead of the New York Jets. Don McCauley is in for Roosevelt Leaks, and it is 3rd and about 2. Following a gain of 2.5 roughly for Lydell Mitchell. Third down, pass play complete. And almost getting away, Freddie Scott down the sideline. Hunter on the coverage, lost him, and Scott, had he kept his balance, John, might have just tiptoed down the sideline for the score, but he has a first down.
Scott put a real good move on him that time after he catching the ball. Watch Bert Jones. He goes back as a quick pass, quick out pass over to Scott. Good aggressive blocking by the line. You saw the little move right there by Scott to try to get away from the defensive back. 1st and 10, Baltimore on Detroit 30.
They come out in the split backs. Mitchell and Leaks, the running backs. You see a lot of Don McCauley. Flags all over the place.
Well, a little bit of offensive man moving out. I guess they felt that Bert called the play on the first sound, and some of them moved, some of them didn't. So half were right and the other half were wrong.
And it results in a 5-yard penalty, and it takes the ball back to the 35-yard line. Referee Pat Haggerty, and we've got a little audio problem with his microphone to us. But it is illegal procedure, and it's 1st and 15 for the Colts. There is no score. We are early in the first period here, and our last score from New England had the Patriots leading the Dolphins, and the Baltimore Colts, if they are to make the playoffs, need that victory today by New England. We'll explain that playoff situation as soon as we have an opportunity. Right now, it's Lydell Mitchell on 1st and 15. He's got back 7 or 8 of it and works his way over the 30 to about the 27-yard line of Detroit. And he's knocked out by Tenaple and Charlie West. Number 40, West. Number 57, Tenaple. And let's just give you a quick look at what this game means today. If Miami wins today, if they come back, and again next week in Buffalo, their final game, they would win the division because of having the best record within the division. If the Patriots win today, they're 8-4 currently, and win again next week at Baltimore, they win the division because of a better head-to-head record within their own division. And we'll give you the Colts situation after this play. Mitchell looking for a hole. Cannot find one, is stopped and just keeps battling, but finally swarmed under at the 25-yard line, maybe a gain of a yard on the play. The Colts are currently 9-3. If they win today and next week at home to the Patriots, while Miami loses or even ties today or next week, Baltimore would win the division with the best record of 11-3. To make a wild card spot, the Colts must win today and next week and finish 11-3, while Miami or Oakland loses or ties one of their last 2 games. I realize it's complicated, but if you just think about a possible Miami loss today and a Baltimore victory today, then the Colts are still very much in it if they win next week. Complete to McCauley. McCauley with running room. Breaks inside the 10. On 3rd and 5, he hits McCauley, and they have a first down at the 8-yard line. Reggie Pinckney, number 42, made the tackle.
Well, Tim, if you're Detroit and you're smart enough to play tendencies, you have to cover McCauley all the way because he's the number 2 receiver on the Baltimore Colt team and the number 2 receiver as far as the AFC conference is concerned. McCauley comes usually in on the 3rd down situation, and a lot of people just leave him go, and he catches the ball at will.
He was not well covered there, John. Reggie Pinckney was in the secondary as a 5th defensive back, and still he had a lot of room to catch the ball. First down. Goal to go for the Colts. Roosevelt Leaks, number 48. Slips through one tackle and works his way to about the 1-yard line. A missed tackle on the right side by, let's see, who was that? Giron, the safety, slicing up. Here's the play, John.
Roosevelt Leaks was not wanting to duplicate the thing that he did last week against Miami, is out running over top of people with a good grasp on the football this time. As he goes down close to the goal line, about on the 1-yard line. Baltimore's ball now on this 2-yard line going in for the score. Excellent run by Roosevelt Leaks and some good blocking by his offensive line.
Second and goal, pardon me. He went over Geron and Charlie Weaver to get to the 2-yard line. Leaks. Fumble. Loose ball. Who's got it? Still loose. Jones is in there making a tackle. And it is evidently Detroit ball. And Leaks, who fumbled in that situation against Miami on Monday night, does it again today. He had not fumbled all season long until Monday night. Let's see it.
There's a look at the fumble as it hits the ground. The ball bounces out, and it's a loose ball as we got him fighting for it down there. Everybody's staying down. Burt Jones finally making a tackle. Yeah. Okay.
Is that at the end of one there? Ask him what the time is. What does that mean? Just starting the second period?
On about the half-yard line.
15 seconds. Stand by. 10 seconds.
This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Baltimore Colts and the National Football League is prohibited. Miami is on the scoreboard up in New England. A 29-yard field goal by Garo Yepremian, and the Patriots lead 14-3 at halftime. First down here for Detroit, and the impressive Colt drive stopped on a fumble recovery by Weaver in the Detroit end zone. Motion by the offensive line of Detroit. Number 73, Russ Bollinger, appeared to be the culprit. And they are starting first down from the 20. It was Burt Jones hustling in to make the tackle on Weaver in the end zone. He comes to play, doesn't he, John?
He is. He's a good football player, outstanding quarterback. On a situation here, which we had Detroit with a new quarterback, a young quarterback here. Let's listen to the umpire here.
Ball starts. Number 73.
It is Bollinger, and again, some mic problems on our referee today, Pat Haggerty. And it was Bollinger, so it's 1st and 15 for young Gary Danielson and the Detroit Lions. The ball at their own 15. So there's no score in the game. Forrest King on the draw. Met by 3 Colts out the right side. Joe Ehrman, number 76, the first guy to get him from the right tackle spot.
Tim, as I was saying before about Danielson, a new quarterback, a lot of times with a new quarterback coming in, the cadence could be different than what they're used to, and a lot of times you see an offensive lineman blow out into the man before the snap number is called.
Well, Gary Danielson has been in spot duty in a couple of spots, thrown 38 times, 14 for 38 coming into this, his first start. Swing pass, little screen out that right side for Leonard Thompson, but well covered. Tom McLeod, number 52, was right on the play, stopping Leonard Thompson for what appears to be no gain, possibly a loss of a yard.
Norm Thompson was up very, very quickly on that play. If there's been anything critical about or criticized of Thompson is the fact that he does not come up quickly enough to make the play when there is a run or a type play like that. He is not an excellent tackler like a Laird or a Blackwood is, and therefore he tends to remain back a little longer.
3rd and long. Ehrman comes out. Another linebacker comes in. Number 58, Darrell Luce, defensively for Baltimore. Danielson with time, short pass, and covered immediately. Ray Oldham putting the hit on Horace King. And another loss for Detroit. They'll have to punt. The ball going back now to the 15-yard line. It'll be 4th and 15. Giants leading Philadelphia 7-3 at halftime.
Looks like Giants going for another upset after the big upset last week against St. Louis. They lead the Eagles 7-3 at half.
Lyle Blackwood is standing back to receive the punt from Wilbur Summers. Summers standing on the 1-yard line. So far, we have not seen the new return man who just came to Baltimore yesterday, Perry Griggs, and perhaps he didn't feel he was.
And I doubt very much if you'll see him. Teddy Marchibroda does not believe in playing rookies. What are you going to do with a Perry Griggs?
This Blackwood, another fair catch, and they have good field position at the 41-yard line on the short punt from Summers. And so the Colts have the ball back with an opportunity here to get it moving again as they got all the way into the 2-yard line only to see Roosevelt Leaks fumble into the end zone and have it recovered by Detroit. So we are still scoreless.
It's run when you pass and pass when you throw.
In the second period, Buffalo 7, New York Jets 3. Second period, Houston 7, Cleveland 3. Second period, New York Giants 7, Philadelphia 3.
Oh, it's nice up here.
Carol Burnett coming out.
Green Bay 10. In the first period, Kansas City 10, Seattle nothing. And at halftime, New England 14, Miami 3.
It's cold here in Baltimore today. I guess it is almost all over our nation today. It's about 25 degrees. If you couldn't find Carol Burnett last night, well, the reason is she's moved to Sunday night, so you catch up with her tonight. And on hand to help mark the occasion will be guest star Rock Hudson. Join the fun at 10, 9 Central and Mountain Time. First down, Baltimore Colts. They must win today. They must beat the Patriots next week if they want to get back into the playoffs. Leaks and Mitchell are running backs. The ball at the Detroit 41. Passing again on first down. Going deep, wide open, but overthrown. Intended for Glenn Dowdy, and they had that one so far wide open.
Wouldn't have made any difference anyway, Tim. Dowdy went out of bounds. He pushed out of bounds by a defensive back and then turned upfield. Burt did overthrow Dowdy by about 5 yards. He's not putting enough trajectory on the football, and that's another criticism of a lot of people, that Burt tries to throw the ball on the line rather than putting it up in the air and letting the offensive man run underneath.
Dowdy, good point, had stepped out of bounds or been knocked out by the defensive back. Got back in, but the pass was overthrown. So it is 2nd and 10, but twice now the Colts have thrown on first down, something John Unitas said they should be doing more of. Leaks is met right at the line of scrimmage, and he got Zippo, Doug English, number 78, and Herb Orvis, number 80, the 2 tackles, putting the hit on him. And again, you have to be impressed by these Lions, who, being out of the race, they have a record of 5-7. They've got nowhere to go. Like last week, they're playing it like it's a playoff game.
They're a fine football team, fine defensive football team, and as we progress in the ball game, you'll find that Detroit Lions will send everybody except the kitchen sink, and if they had that, they'd send that too at times to blitz the quarterback and try to get to him.
Leak struggled for a yard, so we'll call it 3rd and 9, and McCauley is in the backfield now with Mitchell. Good protection, good catch. That is Raymond Chester, the tight end, in traffic at the 30-yard line. First down, Baltimore.
Take a look at Weaver on this play as he's going back to his pass coverage. An outstanding football player. That's O'Neal, rather. Excuse me on that call. And Ray Chester going in the middle. That's something that you hope that the Baltimore Colts throw an awful lot. Ray Chester has been missed most of the season because of lack of pass offense for the Colt team.
Just 22 catches for Raymond Chester on the season so far. This is Mitchell straight ahead. And Mitchell, with his patented running, slashing style, somehow seems to get 3 more than he should get every time he carries the ball. And he picks up about 7 on that play, maybe 8 when they mark it.
Mitchell is a sort of a gliding type runner, nothing real overpowering. He just seems to keep his feet moving and go where the defensive man takes him, which is normally upfield. Fine runner, Mitchell, and he's looking for his 3rd consecutive year of 1,000 yards, and there we have it at that time.
He needed 18 yards coming into the game, and he has it. Another 1,000-yard season for one of the premier running backs in the National Football League, Lydell Mitchell. This is Leaks. Trying to get wide. Duran is there. Coming up from the safety position. A flag is down. Number 26, Duran, making the tackle on Leaks right at the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the call is.
We got a face mask holding down there, Tim, by the Detroit Lions.
Duran made a good defensive play. That'd be kind of a shame to pick up a penalty on it. Orvis was there, number 80, as the second man in on the tackle. First down for Baltimore.
There's the replay. Let's see if we can't pick it up there. There it is, number 26 of the Lions with a face mask grab.
Dick Duran, evidently the guilty party, and he had come up nicely from his safety position to make the defensive play. So the Colts get a first down, and they're inside the 20 at the 18. Driving again. We are still scoreless here. First period. Complete to Lydell Mitchell. Two men waiting for him. James Hunter, 28. Ed O'Neill, 55. And he had nowhere to go, but he still managed to get a couple.
Yeah, you see he'll be the leading receiver of the Colts. Not only Colts, but also the AFC. That's the 58th reception for the year so far for Lydell Mitchell, who's doing an outstanding job. And if you're going to play tendencies and keys, the Detroit Lions must key on Lydell Mitchell, and when McCauley comes in, that's it. Watch the move by Mitchell here as he does the hot-cha-cha right down on the field. Keep warm, Lydell.
All he could do was kind of squeeze in as O'Neill and Hunter played him very well. So it's 2nd and 8 for the Colts as they try to get on the scoreboard here. Mitchell behind good blocking. A flag is down. He got about 2, maybe 3 yards before he was stacked up by that front four. Number 78, Doug English. Number 82, Ken Sanders. And it was Bob Pratt, number 61, leading the way. Let's see what the infraction is. We apologize for our microphone problems. You can see it there on the back of referee Haggerty, but we're not hearing him very well, if at all. Number 40, Pat Haggerty. It's against the Colts. 10-yard penalty holding against the Baltimore Colts, so they're set back now to the 25-yard line. 2nd and 20.
They have a score here. Tim, Seattle 7, Kansas City 7. 1-yard run by David Sims to tie the ball game up. 7:46 in the first period.
We are scoreless here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. The sun settling now behind the stadium, and the temperature will go down proportionately to that sun level dropping. Wind has not been a serious factor so far, but there is some at 15 miles an hour. 2nd and 20. Jones to throw. He's got a man open. Overthrows, intercepted. Dick Duran. Duran out to the 25. And so the Lions again stop the Baltimore drive. And Jones was there to put the tackle on him, but John, he saw this man open all the way, just didn't get the ball to him.
He hung the ball, just tried to hang the ball down in between two linebackers, had the ball up in the air a little too high. Dick Duran coming up with a fine reception as he just sat back there and watched the pass come down.
That's when he should have thrown it on a line. He had him on the cut.
Again, I tell you, he just goes to one guy.
Scott was wide open from the time he made the turn, and Burt was looking at him. I thought maybe he didn't, it didn't seem right away.
Well, they had the blitz situation up there, and I think he probably changed the play, and then they went back into their regular formation, the defense back there, and he didn't know where to go without. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give him a lead because Jones, this is 2 games in a row. Jones has not thrown the ball well here against Miami.
30 seconds.
Well, this was a blitz. They had the defensive line was up there in a blitzing situation. They had everybody up in line of scrimmage. I think he changed the play at the line of scrimmage. Only had one guy. I know I'm talking to you down there.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Right.
John Unitas, Burt Jones had passing problems Monday night against Miami. He's had them here again so far today.
Well, Burt just hung this ball right over top of some linebackers. He saw the defensive line come up in a blitzing situation, looked like to me he changed the play at the line of scrimmage. He only had one receiver out and tried to hang it in there to Freddie Scott, I believe.
Yes, it was intended for Scott, but it went to Geron, and the Lions have first down at the 22-yard line. The young Gary Danielson at quarterback. A few Detroit fans looking in had joined us late. Danielson getting his first start of the season ahead of Greg Landry today. Coach Tommy Hudspeth said, let's see what the young man can do. Ehrman made the tackle on Leonard Thompson. Thompson, a wide receiver who started last week against Green Bay for the first time, did an outstanding job. Rushed for 76 yards on 18 carries. Third-year man from Oklahoma State. He's got good speed.
We have update score on the Seattle-Kansas City. It's Kansas City 14, Seattle 7. We 100-yard pass interception by Gary Barbaugh of the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a long run.
I bet he's still breathing heavy. 2nd and 7 here for Detroit. This is Thompson. Thompson showing that burst of speed, but good defensive coverage laterally by the Baltimore Colts. And Simonini and Cook were there to put the stop on him. Freddie Cook, that very quick left defensive end, number 72, ranging wide to his left, and Simonini coming across to put the stop on him. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 to go for the Detroit Lions. They are in white to our right, the Colts in blue to our left. The ball now at the 31-yard line of Detroit. Wide left comes J.D. Hill, number 86. Wide right is Ray Jarvis, number 45. Danielson wants to throw. Deep for Hill, incomplete. Blackwood, 44, and Nettles, number 30, on the coverage. We have not had a report on Nelson Muncy, the normally starting right side cornerback for the Colts, but Doug Nettles, who backs up both Muncy and Norm Thompson, has been the starter and has stayed in there so far today.
Muncy's had a knee problem most of the year, Tim. He hurt the knee back in the preseason, had it operated on, and came out and pulled a staple out of his knee, and he's re-injured it, just slight sprain, and no reason to have him in there now with Nettles being able to do the job.
Wilbur Summers standing on his own 16-yard line. The Colts have had a lot of kind of nagging injuries to a number of players over the season. None of the serious nature that the Lions have had. Again, Blackwell fair catches at the 35. And you wonder if maybe Ted Marchibroda is telling him to make as many of those as he can because he is an injured football player, and it's also a cold day. Mistakes are something Ted Marchibroda doesn't approve of.
No, he doesn't. We almost had a block kick that time. Blackwood, if there's been a strength of the football team with the Colts, it's been him in the secondary.
We're still scoreless. Yeah. Can you hand me that coat, please? That's the first one.
Nobody was going to get cold.
Yeah.
How about just
You know, once it
drape it around
gets cold, it's hard to get warm.
Stand by.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. We are scoreless in the first quarter with 2:33 remaining to play in this first period. This Wednesday, Sean Connery stars in a role that might even top his performances as James Bond. Be sure to see him in The Next Man, a television premiere on the CBS Wednesday night movies. First down for the Colts at their own 33-yard line. Lydell Mitchell straight ahead and gets about 3 before he's brought down, following the blocking of Ken Mendenhall as center and number 62, the right guard, Ken Huff. Herb Orvis, number 80, putting the stop on him, and he got about 2.5. Let's call it 2nd and 7. Just underway in the third period. New England continues to lead Miami 14-3. The Colts need a victory by the Patriots in that game today. Ron Lee in the backfield, number 34, replacing Roosevelt Leaks. Jones to Lee, dropped the ball. Third down and 7. The ball was right there. Lee couldn't handle it. Of course, that Burt puts a little something on it when he zings it, doesn't he, John? I know you're sitting there just thinking about that.
He throws the ball very hard, and that ball should have been caught. Not Bert's fault. He put the ball where it's supposed to be, and if you can't catch it in your hands, you better learn to catch it with your body, and that time Lee did not.
McCauley comes in, number 23, replacing Ron Lee. And it is third down. The ball at the 35-yard line. Still 3rd and 7. A little bit more than 7 to go for the first down. Lions are coming. Good protection for Jones and intended for McCauley. He can't hold on at the 50-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. Jones rolled out of there. He had time. He had the open man, but McCauley unable to hold it. Notice McCauley wearing gloves, as are several of the receivers and ball carriers.
There's Jones, pitcher of Burt. He threw that ball well. McCauley just could not come up with the football, and he had him open. Burt was pushed out of the pocket that time. Had plenty of time to throw as he moved up inside and pulled the linebacker off McCauley, but the ball was thrown just slightly low.
Eddie Payton is the deep man for the Lions, standing at the Detroit 25. David Lee will punt it, standing on his 20. No score. 2:35 remaining, first quarter. Good punt from David Lee. And Payton lets it drop at the 30-yard line. It's down there by the Colts. A flag is down back up at the line of scrimmage. And we may have had somebody downfield too soon. Let's see. No, it's offside against the Detroit Lions. And that will not get first down yardage for the Colts, but it will improve their punting situation if they choose to take it, following that good punt by David Lee.
Seattle Seahawks have come back on a 5-yard run by David Sims to tie the score 14-14.
The Colts decline the penalty, and they'll take that punt by Lee that has a first down for Detroit at their own 31-yard line. No score here in Baltimore, Maryland. Chilly day, and the sun rapidly disappearing from the playing surface. Gary Danielson at quarterback, number 16. Leonard Thompson, he's smacked by Mike Barnes, who just split right in there, and Ed Simonetti, the middle linebacker, made sure he got no farther. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Detroit Lions, and we are at the end of the first quarter with no score. Looking at that clock over there, 2:37 remaining. That's the wrong time. Yeah, right. I see that now. That's not official time. Yeah, right. That clock is also the official clock. Very hard to read from here. There must be another. I'll use that one over there. Yeah. Okay.
There's Earl over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Tampa Bay 3, New Orleans nothing. Correction on an earlier score in the first period. Seattle 7, Kansas City 7.
They're in the third period at New England. There's the score. Ted Marcher-Broda has to be happy with it, although he said to me yesterday, Tim, we can't worry about what happens over there. We've got to win our own games. Well, unfortunately for Ted, that's not quite true. He has to have some help. In addition to winning his last 2 football games, there is no score here. First down, Lions. Ball at the 30-yard line of Detroit. Danielson throwing on first down. Incomplete. Intended for J.D. Hill. All he could get was a finger on it. The pass not real well thrown. It'll be second down.
And we have some long runs in the football field today. Philadelphia went ahead of the Giants 10-7 on a 99-yard kickoff return by Wilbert Montgomery.
I think they're running all that distance because it's cold everywhere today, Jim?
Well, that's one way to keep warm out there, I'll tell you that. J.D. Hill that time slipped coming out of his move and was not able to stay up with the football.
It is third down. Still 10 to go for the Detroit Lions. Danielson to the sideline intended for Jarvis and overthrown. He was covered by 3 Colts on the play. And it's just as well that Danielson got it out of bounds. So the Lions will have to punt. And again, we apologize for the incorrect time we gave you near the end of the first period. We are now with it here with 14:50 remaining in the first half. That is Lyle Blackwood, number 44. Has to be the bonus acquisition of the season for the Colts, who needed help in the safety position. Fifth-year man from Texas Christian, was cut by Seattle in the preseason, has 9 interceptions. The last time a Colt had 9 was Bobby Boyd back in Johnny U's time in 1965. Blackwood's going to try and run this one, and he's hit immediately at the 30-yard line. Downfield to get him, Leonard Thompson, number 39, showing that speed of foot. So the Colts will try again. They've had 2 drives stopped by the Lions, and they will try and get another one going here, this time starting from their own 30-yard line. As they have not been able to put it together so far, we are still scoreless. What's Jones passing?
5 out of 9, 53 yards.
30 seconds, 30. Stand by.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The first game that Johnny Unitas has worked for CBS involving his old team, the Baltimore Colts. And they have first down here on the 30-yard line. Good time. It's out for Mitchell. Mitchell hit by O'Neal, and a flag is down. One Baltimore blocker appeared to throw a block from behind, but whether that's the call or not, we'll wait and see. Gain of about 6 on the play. Infraction may change that. Clipping it is against Baltimore. And there was no doubt about that. O'Neal making the tackle was a man who was clipped.
Chester on that clip, just a little over-anxious trying to help Mitchell come out of the pack there to pick up some more yardage.
John, you must have had a little fun this weekend. Yesterday, the fans announced an all-time 25-year Baltimore Colts anniversary team. We'll see that penalty again. There's the clip from Chester on O'Neal, just as John described it. And the team is going to be presented to the fans here at Memorial Stadium at halftime. And our John Unitas was the easy choice as the all-time quarterback of the Colts. A lot of your old pals were back.
Had a good time, Tim. That means I'm going to have to go down there at halftime. I don't know if I can make it.
It's not that cold. You played in colder weather than this. Jones will throw on first and long to Mitchell, hit immediately by Ed O'Neal. And that O'Neal is everywhere again today, like he was last week in Green Bay. Number 55. And O'Neal certainly had that play figured out, John.
Trying to throw a screen to Mitchell again. And Mitchell, of course, we mentioned, is the #1 receiver in the AFC. Burt Jones, as he goes back, looking the defense over. Then moves back continually on the screen. Ed O'Neill, of course, just seeing the play perfectly, playing it very, very well, and makes the tackle.
Second down, about 20 yards to go. McCauley is in for Ron Lee at running back. Jones with time, intended for Scott, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he'd have put a hand on that, that would have knocked his fingers clean off of the hand, because Burt really rifled the football. He had plenty of time back there to throw. No one was open, however.
John, when you see a play like that, do you have, when you watch it here as an ex-quarterback, you sometimes wonder, did maybe the receiver make the wrong turn? Sometimes a quarterback will come out and kind of glare at him, as Burt did here. Is that possible? What's your guess on this play?
Well, it's a possibility that the man has made the turn to the inside and continued on the inside where the hole was on the outside. And I'm sure that's what Burt saw as he tried to put it back to the outside. He's getting plenty of time to throw. If he gets 2.5 seconds, he should have plenty of time to throw the football.
Going deep for Dowdy, and it's way out of bounds. Dowdy had coverage all the way from James Hunter, number 28. And the Colts will have to punt again as this Detroit defense continues to be impressive. They battle here. They just don't give anything away. And while there have been a couple of drops and some bad throws by Jones, credit to the Lions defensively.
Burt's holding his hand coming off. I imagine when he threw the football and he was hit by Herb Orvis very hard, he went down to that ground, and the ground is not soft. There's a cushion out there this afternoon and probably stung the hand a little bit.
David Lee will punt, standing on his own 9-yard line. The deep man is Eddie Payton, waiting at the 40-yard line of Detroit. Still no score. 13:50 remaining in the first half here in Baltimore. Lee, a good kick against the wind. Payton lets it drop, and it gets a Colts bounce. Now comes back upfield about a yard, where it's down at the 32-yard line of Detroit, where the Lions will start. And the Lions have not been able to generate anything offensively. Gary Danielson is the starting quarterback this afternoon. Tommy Hudspeth said he'd stay with him as long as it was practical to do so. It's still scoreless here in the second.
It's a heck of a game over 21-14.
Yeah. Ed Podolak, and he goes on and on, doesn't he?
Yeah, one of the Polish boys. Yeah. All right. He's got plenty of time. Well, they're leading the league in the pass receptions. I expect so. He's gotten so used to doing that all year long, he's forgotten about deep people. Timing could possibly be off because he really hasn't thrown to them that much. I don't know what they do in practice. I've never seen.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Yeah, I think the only thing is we got to think about Detroit too,
right.
Bob.
They're playing good defense.
I don't want to.
First and 10 Lions from their own 32.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, it seems to be cold everywhere in the country today. All of the reports we've been getting from around the land, and it's cold here in Baltimore, Maryland. Temperatures in the low 20s now. First down for the Lions. Ball at their own 32. Rick Kane and Marv Hubbard are now the running backs for the first time today. Danielson again on first down, and it's complete to Rick Kane. Kane is hit at the 37-yard line after a gain of 7. Make it closer to 6 on the play. Ed Simonini, the middle linebacker, number 56, made the stop. Simonini, kind of a remarkable story. 6 feet, 210 pounds from Texas A&M. Second-year man. Tampa Bay leading New Orleans 6-0. Saints don't want to be the first team to lose to the Bucks. Kansas City leading Seattle 21-14 in the first. Simonini, they list him at 210. I think he probably is playing at about 200 pounds, which is unheard of for a linebacker, certainly one that plays in the middle. Straight ahead is Kane over the 40-yard line.
Rick Kane carried the ball.
And it'll be third down, about 2 yards to go for the Lions, and two of their more effective plays back-to-back since this game began.
Third down and 2.
Rick Kane, number 32, a rookie from San Jose State, had some fumble problems. Fumbled 7 times in 5 games. Had 10 on the season going into last week and was replaced as a starter by Len Thompson. But he also had rushed for 380 yards. I think he's a real good prospect. Third down for the Lions at their own 40. In motion comes Jarvis. First motion we've seen. Kane diving straight ahead. He's short of the first down.
Rick Kane, the ball carrier.
Lions pointing downfield like, hey, we got it. It'll depend on where it's marked, and you can see one angry man. Well, Norm Thompson, number 43, when he saw them spot the ball, John, he said, hey, you must be kidding me.
Well, that's pretty tough to see just where they spot the ball from here, and I know it is down there at times when you look over quickly, you don't think they have it, but now the officials are doing what's necessary. They're bringing the linemen in to see whether or not the first down has been made.
John, I didn't think he had it, but, you know, what does that matter? The official's going to determine it, and he gives it to him. So it's first down for the Lions, and they finally got something started here. They have first down at their own 43-yard line.
How many first downs do they have? 2 or 1?
We've got 12 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half. Come out in the I formation. Hubbard and Kane, still the running backs in the I. Hubbard, the lead back, the former Oakland Raider. Danielson will pass on first down again. He's got time, sideline, incomplete, intended for Jarvis.
Pass intended for Ray Jarvis.
Just a poor throw by Danielson because Jarvis was standing out there all by himself. All he had to do was just arch it and bring it down real quick to Jarvis, who was standing there on the sideline. That first down was just the second first down for the Detroit Lions of the day, as they made the first one on their first play from scrimmage on a pass from Danielson. There you see the overthrow by Danielson over Jarvis's head.
So it is 2nd and 10 at the 42. Rick Kane, number 32. Good hole. The left side, Russ Bollinger, Jim Yarbrough, 73 and 75. Ray Oldham came up from the safety position to put the tackle on him. Now back in comes Simonini. Oldham, the 5th defensive back they use in passing situations. Oldham comes out as the linebacker goes back in.
Tim Danielson right now is 4 for 8 for 13 yards. Not a very good day so far throwing the football as far as the yardage is concerned.
Flares it out for Rick Kane, and Kane gets over the 50, short of the first down. Nettles and Stan White, 30 and 53 there on the tackle. So the Lions will have to punt. The ball placed just inside the 50 in Baltimore territory, and an injured Colt is down. That could be Stan White.
53 is Stan White, and I must say something about Detroit offensive line. They've been riddled by injuries all year long, but yet they seem to be doing a fine job against the hard-charging line of the Baltimore Colts, affording Danielson some very fine protection. Let's take a look at the injury to White here as you see the throw. Watch, there he gets smacked right there, and he doesn't seem to be hurt at all, but he's lying down.
Looks like his arm is being worked on there, and while they are doing some repairs on Stan White, it gives us an opportunity to remind you that next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll see highlights of the WBC World Welterweight Boxing Championship between Carlos Palomino and Jose Palacios of Mexico, and the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championship. Shirley Mondowney and Don Garlitz competing in their top fuel dragsters, and Don Prudhomme in the funny car category, plus the finals of the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championship. Competing in the finals, a lot of interesting people. A rock star manager, a former boxing champion sparring partner, and a 250-pound waitress. I understand John Unitas is matched against that lady. Final event of the World's Strongest Men competition featuring the tug of war. All on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Quite an afternoon of fun-filled events. Detroit will punt. Summers from his own 35. Lyle Blackwood awaiting it on the 10-yard line of Baltimore. 10:33 remaining first half. There is still no score. Oh, good kick from Summers. And Blackwood lets that one go down. It's down at the 5-yard line.
Down to the 5-yard
The 5-yard line. It's down by Leonard Thompson. And again, the first man downfield. He can really fly, number 39. So the Colts have to start deep in their own end. They have not been able to get anything going since the first drive when they got all the way to the 2-yard line, taking their first series all the way that far, only to have Roosevelt Leaks fumble it into the end zone where it was recovered by Charlie Weaver of Detroit.
Pretty interesting to see what Burt starts with down close to his own goal line. If he stands true to form, to come out with Mitchell off tackle somewhere.
Ron Lee, number 34, trying the wide side. Ron Lee gets out near the 20-yard line. And the big guy showing a good turn of speed as he got around the corner to the 21-yard line.
Ron Lee is a very fast back, big back coming out, and probably the only real man, the threat that they have back to the outside, as you see some real poor tackling by the Lions that time, which enabled Lee to get downfield.
Ron Lee, a second-year man from West Virginia, 6'4", 228 pounds, so that's a lot of speed for a big man. He had a real good preseason, but still plays behind Roosevelt Leaks. Leaks a superior blocker. Lee again, and look at him just drive back Doug English, number 78, that big defensive tackle that goes 255, and he's a good one, but Lee had the leverage on him.
I feel that Lee gives them a better backfield with him in there because he always has to threat back to the outside, and he's a big back, as we see. He's able to run over top of people. He's also a fairly good pass receiver. Leaks primarily is used in there as a blocker for Lydell Mitchell.
A gain of 8 yards on the play, 2nd and 2, as Ron Lee brings the Colts smartly out from their 5-yard line. There is still no score here in Baltimore. Mitchell, flag is down. He has first down yardage. Weaver and Tenaple on the tackle. Let's see what the flag is. It's against Baltimore. Remember, the Colts must win today to make the playoffs. They must win again next week against New England. The Lions are playing for pride and an opportunity to show that they're not as bad a football team as the record indicates. They're under 500 at 5-7, but their defense has been tough on everybody.
I believe we have a holding penalty on 57 on that one. He looked like he was holding a little bit.
You got it. Holding is signaled. And that would be Ken Mendenhall, the center. Again, the referee's microphone is not operable to us, so we'll just interpret those as they come along. It looked like Mendenhall was the guilty party.
Well, the Colts have stayed on the ground the last 3 plays, and they've been able to pick up a first down with the exception of this penalty here. They've moved the ball so far in this past series against Detroit better than they have moved it all afternoon.
2nd and 12. Mitchell again. Off tackle right. First guy to hit him is Tenaple, number 57. Garth Tenaple starting for the injured Paul Newmoff. Pratt doing the blocking. Gain of about 5 on the play. Tenaple for Newmoff, the starter today. Newmoff missing his first game in 11 years. An ankle hurt on the first play last week against Green Bay, and he's a tough customer. You got to know he's hurting or he'd be out there. 3rd down and 4.5. Lee comes out, McCauley goes in. Kansas City leading Seattle 21-20 now as Don Testerman has scored for the Seahawks. They've got quite a game going there. Big play here for the Colts. They've got to keep something moving here and assert themselves. The Lions defensively have been able to make the plays. That's complete to Freddie Scott. Lim Barney on the tackle, but he has a Colts first down out at the 38-yard line of Baltimore.
Houston 19, Cleveland 6 in the 3rd period.
Freddie Scott, 4th-year man from Amherst, starting for Roger Carr, who's bothered with a bad knee, and certainly that's had something to do with the offensive problems of the Colts, John.
Well, they've had Carr out and Scott out. Both of them been injured all year long. Now Carr is definitely out of this ball game. He has really been hurting. He was used primarily last week against Miami as a decoy, finally taken out toward the end of the ball game.
Jones on first down to Mitchell. Mitchell slips between tacklers and works his way for another first down out to the 49-yard line. That was patented Lydell Mitchell running after he caught that football. Lions had a pretty good rush on.
You're watching the
Matty into 5th place. Mitchell running this time. Got about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Ed O'Neill, number 55, the middle linebacker from Penn State, on the tackle. O'Neill came in with 56 solo tackles into this game. He is just an outstanding player.
The Lions defense has been on the field most of the afternoon, Tim, and you can't do that to your defensive football team. Offensively, you're going to have to get it and hold the ball and control it, give those fellas a rest every now and then in order to keep them fresh. When you especially have a team like Baltimore who has a great offensive line, it's tough to play super all day long.
The Colts in Detroit territory. Ron Lee behind the right tackle, blocking of George Coombs. Herb Orvis, number 80, made the tackle on him. Lee is short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2.5.
Lydell Mitchell, number 26, not only good care, but watch the good block that he performs out there for his offensive man Lee, who cuts behind and pick up a few yards.
3rd and 2. Lee comes out, McCauley comes in.
Now defense has to pay particular attention to both McCauley and Mitchell. They're both outstanding receivers. Let's watch and see what Burt does.
Mitchell, first down, inside the 40 to the 39. Charlie Weaver, number 59, on the tackle.
Let's watch a block by McCauley as Mitchell takes the ball and follows McCauley right through the hole. Good offensive surge by the whole offensive line of the Baltimore Colts as we pick up a first down. McCauley out and Lee back in now. This is a 1st and 10 situation on the 39-yard line.
Mitchell running behind Coons and Ken Hupp. The right side of that offensive line of Baltimore is one of the real good ones in the NFL. Dowdy in motion back to the ball. A pitch, Mitchell. Mitchell gets about 4 on the play. Hit from behind by Orvis. Dick Giron getting in on it along with Charlie West. 2 safety men coming up.
Fine play by Charlie West on that as he crossed the line of scrimmage almost before the offensive man received the ball and turned the play back in where the pursuit came over to pick it up to stop the play with a 4-yard gain.
2nd down, 6 to go. The Colts driving. They're at the 35-yard line. We still have no score. 4:48 remaining in the first half. Tim Ryan and John Unitas with this crucial game for the Baltimore Colts here at Memorial Stadium. I formation. Mitchell straight ahead, good hole. O'Neill, the first man to hit him at the 30-yard line, near first down yardage, depending on where they mark the ball. Doug English, number 78, making the tackle, but well back from the line of scrimmage. He's a defensive tackle. So the Colts seem to be starting to assert themselves off the ball, John.
Number 62, Kenny Huff, who really hasn't had much acclaim all year, came in for the injured Collette, who was put on injured reserve, doing an outstanding job so far at the right guard position. That time opened a big hole as the offensive football team moved for the first down. Yep, we have a mix-up in the chain back there.
Well, they started to bring the chain gang out, and then they changed their minds and said that's clearly first down. So the Colts at the 29 of Detroit. Dowdy in motion back to the ball again. Jones throwing up the middle to Mitchell, wide open. Look at that, Mitchell elude 3 tacklers. He got away from Weaver. He got away from West, and it was Tenaple who finally hauled him down. Another first down for the Colts into the 17-yard line of Detroit. Score in from Houston and Cleveland. The Oilers in front of Cleveland 19-8 as the Cleveland offense surrendered to safety.
Anniversary team.
First down, Baltimore. Pitch out, Mitchell. Mitchell with that great balance works his way to the 10-yard line, tripping over his old man Dowdy, blocking downfield.
The pitch to Mitchell as we watch Mitchell going, following his guards, There's a tackle out there. Kuntz, 75, makes a good break and is knocked over top of his own man with 2:55 left in the ball game. Baltimore is on the 10.5-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
Under 2:50 in the first half here at Baltimore. Second down, the ball at the 10-yard line. Dowdy put a good block on that. O'Neal has been all over the field. This time they get Mitchell right near the line of scrimmage. Lydell Mitchell, 982 yards coming into the game. He's over 1,000 for the third season in a row. Still getting plenty of work.
With the exception of 2 passes to Mitchell, this drive has been on the ground all the way, starting with a good run by Ron Lee around the right end to pick up the first down. And Burt has elected to stay on the ground, of course, going to his short receivers and Lydell Mitchell for 2 times to pick up some good yards, the first down, and they have a real fine drive started right now.
Third down, McCauley is in there. Jones needs it, and it's incomplete. Intended for McCauley, who's saying, hey, that's interference. Charlie West on the coverage, but the officials feeling he was going for the ball. Pretty good rush on Jones as well.
Well, Donald, he's talking back deep down at Herb Orvis, and he thinks that he was pushed downfield by Charlie West, and it looks like he was, but maybe West gave him a little shot as the ball was in the air or before Jones was able to throw it.
Fourth down.
Put your white and black shirt on. Put your white and black shirt on. Go down there.
We had a 21-20 score on this one earlier. 14-3, just starting the fourth period. Still 14-3, right? New England, Miami?
Yeah.
Little drama, little drama.
Drama.
Little drama for the trauma. .157 remaining in the first half, and the Baltimore Colts, trying to get on the scoreboard, have a field goal opportunity. Meanwhile, they're watching another score very closely. New England continues to lead Miami 14-3. They are just starting the fourth period in New England. So up at Foxborough, the Patriots jumped into an early 14-0 lead, but have not done much since then. However, Miami has managed only 3 points. Linhart will attempt it from the 17-yard line. A missed pass from center, and it is wide. The pass was bobbled, and Linhart rushed it, and the 27-yard field goal attempt is no good. So we are still scoreless with 1:54 remaining here in the first half. Well, John, when you're hot, and when you're not, they say. There was a case of what would appear to be an easy field goal for the consistent Linhart from that distance, but it looked like they had to rush to put the ball down, the holder, and so we are scoreless, still approaching halftime.
Troop.
And who snaps it? Mendenhall?
Mendenhall.
He does?
I believe so. 57, either he or Morris, not Morris, but Blue.
It might be
Blue.
I'm not sure. Blue sometimes.
Yeah, Blue.
Yeah. Well, that's all.
Snap wasn't that bad, I don't think. I think it was just cold. You know,
hands were cold.
And he hasn't been out there, you know.
He should be warm on the sideline.
Well, yeah, right. You bet. Either that or have...
That's his first one he tried from inside at 19.
Well, that's 27, though.
Was that 27?
Yeah, 27-yard field goal.
That's been pretty good. 4 from 6 from there.
Yeah.
Have the Colts sacked Danielson yet? I don't think so.
No. 1:54 remaining, and let's look ahead to next week. Here on CBS, our regional games will have the Bears and the Giants, a big one for Chicago. New Orleans at Atlanta. Also, St. Louis will be at Tampa Bay and San Francisco at Green Bay. That game to be played in Milwaukee. Our Saturday game, Los Angeles and Washington at 12:30 Eastern Time. A big one for the Redskins. Danielson on first down to J.D. Hill. Hill dragging Lyle Blackwood. And the ball comes loose, but play had already been called. And it's a first down for the Lions out over the 30-yard line. So Danielson combines with J.D. Hill for the first down as time ticks on. 1:35 remaining here in the first half of play at Detroit. We are still scoreless as Linhart missed a 27-yard field goal attempt. Complete to Rick Kane, who shakes a tackle and battles his way over the 40-yard line to the 43, but a flag is down on the Lions' backfield. McLeod on the tackle and Ed Simonini giving him some help. Stan White, who was injured briefly a few plays ago, back in there, also in on the play.
We got a penalty against the Baltimore Colts, as it was signified by the referee.
John, the way this game is going, that field goal missed by Linhart could prove to be very, very significant. Just reviewing what happened, the snap from Forrest Blue appeared to be good. Bill Troop, the backup quarterback, had a little trouble catching the ball and getting it placed down for him. There's the personal foul against the Baltimore Colts.
Detroit Lions, using their hurry-up offense with the 2-minute drill, are moving the football now. That's the third straight first down against the Baltimore Colts. Of course, that was on a penalty, but they all counted a drop play this time for the Detroit Lions. He picks up another first down, and they're moving the football well.
Rick Kane, number 32, takes it over the 35. They're going to mark it at the 33 of Baltimore with 1:11 on the clock, and time stopped momentarily. So the Lions, with their best offensive thrust so far, with the help of a penalty against the Colts, and they're now moving into scoring territory in this scoreless football game. Tony Linhart with a chance from 27 yards out, but missing as they had to hurry putting the placement down. They'll measure on this one. First down, Lions. So Gary Danielson has the Lions on the move. Sunday, the 25th of December, Christmas Day, CBS Sports presents the Fiesta Bowl. Penn State, a 10-1 record led by Chuck Fusina, taking on Arizona State, 9-2. And that should be an exciting football game. Then on December 31st, the Sun Bowl with Stanford against LSU. All-American Guy Benjamin, the Stanford quarterback. And the biggie, Monday, January 2nd, unbeaten Texas against Notre Dame. All three outstanding bowl games here on CBS. Danielson on first down. Gets away from Ehrman and then from Cook, and is finally pulled down by Stan White at the 26-yard line. A gain of nearly 7 on the play for Danielson.
He's got 52 seconds left. Now he's going to take his time out, stop the clock, and get himself together. He's in position now to go for the field goal if they have to. Mickemeyer has hit 6 for 15 so far this year, but he has a second down situation. 52 seconds to go. He will try to call 1 or 2 plays in the huddle, depending on his timeouts. He has 1 left to go, so he'll have to save that for the field goal kicker. Try to call 2 plays in the huddle, make one of them a run, or maybe both of them runs or both of them passes. I would assume he would have to go with a pass on the second play, as if it's not completed, it will stop the clock.
2nd and 4 here, John. If you were sitting out here in this situation, what's your call?
Well, the 2nd 4 situation here, I would go with a run and then come right back, line up on the line of scrimmage, and go with a pass on the next play. Hopefully we try to complete it and get out of bounds. If we don't, then we're going to hurry up again or call the timeout and go for the field goal.
Gary Danielson showing a little mobility on that last run as he eluded the rush of Joe Ehrman and Fred Cook. Let's see what he does here. Former Purdue star, 6'2", 195-pounder, 26 years of age, getting his first start of the season. He's going to throw to the flat. He's got an open man. It's complete for Rick Kane. Forced out of bounds by Blackwood, They have a first down at the 15-yard line. And maybe that's one of those Colts expecting the run, so throw the pass situation.
That's right. As fine protection given Danielson at the line of scrimmage by his offensive line, and something that has been missing all afternoon on the Colts defense is getting to the quarterback. He has not been sacked at all. The only time he was knocked down, it was the last time when he ran with the football. So the offensive line doing an outstanding job blocking for the young quarterback, Danielson.
And the Lions have given up 49 sacks coming into this game. That's the most in the NFL. Danielson to throw again. Incomplete to David Hill, number 81. The coverage by Bruce Laird, number 40, and just off the fingertips of both Laird and Hill.
Looked like Laird had that interception in the end zone, but it came right off his fingertips, and Hill almost picked the football up as well, as we watch from the camera.
Second down and 10.
That's over Blackwood. There's Laird. And they both had a piece of it. Nobody got all of it. It's second down. Miami has scored again. It is 14-10. 11:56 remaining fourth period. Bob Greasy passing to Nat Moore. Draw play. Kane is hit. He nearly got away. The safety blitz was on Blackwood coming straight up the middle. Good coverage around Blackwood prevented what could have been a touchdown play.
Had he been able to cut back to his left, it would have been Katie bar the door, because Blackwood had vacated that area, and Blackwood did get a hand on him to spin him into the line. The defense bringing him down from there. Almost a good play by the Lions, as they came up with a fine call by young Danielson. I assume he's calling the plays. And it's now the third down situation, and I'm sure the Lions are looking for the field goal. Get the field goal ready with 30 seconds left.
Again, if you just missed it, Miami has come back with a touchdown. Greasy to Nat Moore. It is 14-10 New England. The Colts need a Patriots victory today if they have any chance at the playoffs. They've got to win here today and win next week, and they've got their hands full with a very tenacious Detroit Lions team making their best offensive drive of the day with young Gary Danielson at the controls. They are third down inside the 15-yard line of Baltimore, and 30 seconds remaining in the half. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay has gone in front of New Orleans 13-0 in the second period. The Buccaneers trying for their first victory ever.
Third down and 10 from the Colts.
Third and 10 for Detroit.
He certainly is going to go for the touchdown here. He's not worried about that making that first down, Tim, as if he doesn't get the touchdown, they'll have the chance for the field goal try from the 20-yard line.
Kane and King are the running backs. Kane 32, Horace King 25, and flags are down. Looks like delay of game. No motion signaled against the Lions. Motion call against the Lions, and that moves it back out to the 19-yard line, where it's third down. Well, he bought himself a little more passing room. You can always look at it from a positive point of view. Danielson will throw. Kane in the left flat, away from Oldham. Kane still going. Knocked out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Nettles, number 30, and White, 53, pushed him out. Good hard running by speedy Rick Kane.
This field is a little bit tough out there. Watch as Kane hits the ground there, what happens to him. Whoop.
Ouch. Oof.
Oh, did that hurt my tutu.
Fourth down, about 3 yards to go. They have sent in the field goal kicking unit. The ball is on the 7-yard line of Baltimore. Steve Mickemeyer will attempt it. Danielson will hold the ball at the 15-yard line. A 25-yard attempt. Mickemeyer, it's up, it's good. Steve Mickemeyer has Detroit in front, 3-0, with 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. And so Steve Mickemeyer from 25 yards away completes a very impressive offensive drive for the Detroit Lions, led by young Gary Danielson. They got help from a Colts penalty, a personal foul, but they moved the ball effectively, and that is something that they have not been able to do that the Colts have not been able to do so far here in the first half, except for their very first series of plays. Next Saturday at 4 o'clock here on CBS, the Sports Spectacular will present highlights of the WBC World Welterweight Championship. Exciting Carlos Palomino, the champion, defending against Jose Palacios of Mexico. Also, the National Hot Rod Association World Championships. And people into those hot rods will see Shirley Muldowney and Don Garlitz. They'll see Don Prudhomme in the funny car category. In addition, the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championships and the World's Strongest Men competition featuring the Tug of War, the final event of the World's Strongest Men. All next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. 20 seconds remaining first half. Perry Griggs, number 28, the new return man, is in there for the Colts. He's standing at the 7-yard line. It'll be Steve Mickemeyer making the kick. There's Griggs.
He's a 9'7" sprinter, so he can fly.
He's had one practice. That was yesterday. But it's taken by McCauley at the 15. Don McCauley. It's out to the 30-yard line where he's hit and knocked out of bounds by Leonard Thompson, number 39. 15 seconds on the clock. Last gasp in the half for Baltimore. The latest score from New England. The Patriots 14, the Dolphins 10. The Colts need a victory by the Patriots there today. Baltimore must win today and again next week against New England in order to make the playoffs. They would finish at 11-3.
Detroit playing way deep now, expecting Burt to really try to put the long, deep one up in the air. Just hang it out there and let it fly.
He's got time, but there's good coverage downfield. Now he ran out of time. Doug English got to him at the 15-yard line. 6 seconds on the clock. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line of Baltimore. There was good coverage downfield. This is a good defensive team. We've been saying it through this game. Detroit fans looking in know that the Lions have played well defensively all season long. They have a good, fast, strong secondary, good linebackers, and a strong front four. And they have been nothing but trouble for Baltimore today.
And there's elected to let the clock run out, take it into halftime, and get regrouped, and let's see what was the problem in the first half, Tim.
Well, you can hear the reaction of the crowd here. They are on their Baltimore Colts, who have lost 2 games in a row. They are 9-3, but their playoff chances depend not just on themselves, but on some other teams. And the big one is going on in New England this afternoon, where the Dolphins have battled back to make it 14-10 with New England still on top at our last report. And the Colts cheering for a Patriots victory there. For the Detroit Lions, another display of tenacity and true grit, I guess you could say. They are 5-7. They're just playing out their season, but not in that sense of the term, because 2 weeks in a row that I've watched them, they have played like this means everything to them. And that's credit to Tommy Hudspeth and his coaching staff, and primarily to the players themselves, who are professionals and are playing like it, as they have taken a 3-0 lead over the Baltimore Colts with a last-second field goal by Steve Mickemeyer from 25 yards out with time running out in the first half. And so Baltimore, which John Unitas got it going on their first drive, they moved the ball tremendously well. But what happens? A fumble that was a replay of Leaks fumbling against Miami on Monday night.
So far, that's been the difference in the ball game, as a fumble by Leaks, as he did last Monday night, seemed to turn things around, and Baltimore then came back and moving the ball completely on the ground, with the exception of 2 passes to Mitchell, and then a final incompletion down around the 5-yard line to McCauley. Try for the field goal went wide, and then of course right prior to the half, as the Detroit Lions took the ball and marched it on down the field with the passing of Danielson, with a few good runs by Kane, and then we moved the football and everything else.
I guess you got to say that Bill Troop's hands have to be a little bit cold when that snap came to him. Troop, the backup quarterback, who doesn't normally have to go into a situation that cold in a game, but the weather here today may have had something to do with Bill being unable to put the ball down properly for Tony Lindholm.
Well, he'd been standing on the sideline. He certainly should have had his hands warm enough to hold the football, but when it is cold out there, Tim, the ball becomes very, very slippery, and it just slipped through Troop's hands. He was not able to get it down quickly, as quick as he'd like to, and we missed the field goal.
Okay, it's 3-0 Detroit at halftime.
Am I supposed to go downstairs, do you know?
I think you are for your team. And what's our halftime instruction, please? Can John go down?
If not.
Cohesion in their offensive line. Why didn't you listen, Jay?
I never listen. I'm the only guy you know that's behind on Ray Roberts. And you know how many he won. I just have to bet too much in this building.
Just a quick, you know.
Mr. What?
About a minute and a half.
Five minutes left in New England. Miami now trailing the Patriots by 4, and Miami has the ball. Let's get you up to date on everything going on around the league. The New York Giants have regained the lead from the Philadelphia Eagles in the fourth quarter. Giants ahead by 4. Green Bay and Chicago. Walter Payton has gained better than 120 yards in his pursuit of O.J. Simpson. The Bears hanging tough. If they beat Green Bay and the Giants next Sunday, they will go to the playoffs. Houston and Cleveland. What happened to the Browns? They fell apart down the stretch. 19-8. Forrest Gregg's job could be in jeopardy. And here is the Miami-New England game. Bob Greasy has just thrown an interception or an incompletion, so it is 3rd and 13 right now for the Dolphins. Buffalo and the Jets. Buffalo leading the Jets by 4 points in the fourth quarter. Jets can't get anything going. Detroit and Baltimore, many of you watching that game. And what's gone wrong with the Baltimore attack? They trail it by a field goal. And will this be the day for Tampa Bay? They lead New Orleans 13-0. Wouldn't you love to be in the locker room to hear Hank Stram at halftime? Seattle 34, Kansas City 21. The Seahawks have exploded. And you know, Phyllis, there's a player who's probably suffering today because it was a tough loss yesterday for Terry Bradshaw, but we should pay tribute to him. He is some gutty performer.
He certainly is, Brent. And throughout his colorful 8-year career, Pittsburgh Terry Bradshaw has been one of pro football's most unpredictable quarterbacks. When he's hot, he's one of the best, and he's got 2 Super Bowl rings to prove it. But when he's not so hot, he can turn even the most routine play into an adventure. Well, this year, as always, Terry Bradshaw has had his ups and his downs. But in the words of Frank Sinatra, that's life.
Along with the Baltimore attack, they trail it by a field goal. And will this be the day for Tampa Bay? They lead New Orleans 13-0. Wouldn't you love to be in the locker room to hear Hank Stram at halftime? Seattle 34, Kansas City 21. The Seahawks have exploded. And you know, Phyllis, there's a player who's probably suffering today because it was a tough loss yesterday for Terry Bradshaw, but we should pay tribute to him. He is some gutty performer.
He certainly is, Brent. And throughout his colorful 8-year career, Pittsburgh Terry Bradshaw has been one of pro football's most unpredictable quarterbacks. When he's hot, he's one of the best, and he's got 2 Super Bowl rings to prove it. But when he's not so hot, he can turn even the most routine play into an adventure. Well, this year, as always, Terry Bradshaw has had his ups and his downs. But in the words of Frank Sinatra, that's life.
After yesterday's loss to Cincinnati, only one chance for the Steelers to get back to the playoffs. Cincinnati must lose next Sunday to Houston. The NFL Today will continue on CBS right after these messages from your local stations.
Join the holiday spirit when the Peanuts star in their award-winning special, A Charlie Brown Christmas, tomorrow night on CBS.
Steve Grogan has just fumbled for the New England Patriots. The Dolphins have the ball in the Patriots' 37, 4 minutes to go in that game. In Soldier Field, Walter Payton now has gained more than 137 yards. He needed over 300 in his last 2 games to catch O.J. Simpson. But it was Avellini who got the Bears going against the Green Bay Packers. Scott on the flanker screen to the 14. Then it was the same combination. Avellini to Scott for the touchdown. It was 7-0. Dolphins, incidentally, have just gotten 7 yards on first down. Here now is Walter Payton on a sweep, getting to the 1-yard line, and again he is closing in on 150 yards. 1 game to go next Sunday against the Giants. Payton also gets this touchdown here. It was 14-3. The Packers came back, and it was a halfback option pass. Willard Harrell threw a pretty pass to Steve Odom, who got in between 2 deep backs, got to the 1-yard line. Then it was Barty Smith barging across for the touchdown, and it was 14-10. And Irv, how about the Giants and the Eagles? That was almost over.
It's a real barn burner. The game is well within the last minute of play, but the Eagles are on the 1-yard line with a 3rd down situation facing where they trail by a score of 14-10. And it was a Giant defense that got things started early for them as Ron Jaworski has trouble handling the ball, and New York comes up with it on the fumble recovery. Pisarcik goes to work right away to his big fullback, Larry Csonka. He latches under the ball here and rambles down to the 5-yard line, setting up a quarterback sneak. Pisarcik goes in. The Giants lead 7-0. In the 3rd quarter, opening kickoff here. Wilbert Montgomery receives the ball for the Eagles and rambles 99 yards for a touchdown. It's the first time the Eagles have had a play like this since 1963 when Timmy Brown did it. He went 102 yards that time himself. But Montgomery had an incredible college record, 76 touchdowns in Abilene Christian. You can see just why he did it. Later, the Giants came back with Larry Zonka scoring his very first touchdown of the year from the 1-yard line. And I don't know where the Eagles are now, Brett, but the score right now is 14-10, and the Eagles are threatening on the 1-yard line with about a minute left to go in the game.
3 minutes to go in that New England-Miami game. Bob Greasy has just moved the Dolphins to the 16-yard line. On third down, they'll measure for the first down. The Tampa Bay game. This could be the day as they seize command against New Orleans, still looking for their first victory in the National Football League. Huff to Dubose for a 39-yard gain, and that set up a touchdown for the Buccaneers. It'll be Huff going to Morris Owens in the end zone. A couple of field goals. 13-0. Tampa leading right now at the half. Detroit and Baltimore. The rest of you are watching that game. The Lions defense has played tough, but they also got a big break, and it looked like a replay from last Monday night. Roosevelt leaks with a hole, driving toward the goal line for the Colts, coughs it up. Lions recover for the touchback, come out on the 20. Mickemeyer kicked the 25-yard field goal. That has Detroit ahead of Baltimore by a score of 3-0. That was a first down for the Dolphins. It is now incomplete, second down, and we'll have to turn you loose to go back to the stadiums. They'll keep you up to date on the Miami-New England game.
Here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, as Brent Musburger just reported, 3-0 football game. The Lions in front on the 25-yard field goal by Steve Mickemeyer. And they have just presented to the stadium crowd here the 25th anniversary all-time Baltimore Colts football team as selected by the fans. And there they are, a poster depicting them and depicting our man John Unitas, who, as one might expect, was a unanimous or near unanimous choice, certainly the popular choice for the quarterback of that great Colts squad, along with a lot of other great names. That's John Mackey on his left there with the red scarf. And many of the Colts were able to get back here. Some of them, like the coach, Don Shula, was selected as the Colts coach, is not able to be here for obvious reasons. And also Ray Barry, who's an assistant coach in the National Football League. But our man was there, and he'll be back up here shortly as we continue.
Wait for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
With 2 minutes to go, Miami has the ball inside the 20-yard line of New England. The score, New England 14, Miami 10. 2 minutes to play. Miami's ball inside the 20-yard line of New England.
We're a minute and a half away. 1:30.
Flat, aren't they?
Can't believe it.
No, it doesn't look like the same ball club that played.
We're 1 minute away. 1 minute.
Sure don't. Can we get an updated temperature from somebody? We've got the halftime stats there too. Danielson passing and .28.
30 seconds away.
Seems colder than that.
Seconds. Stand by.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Tim Ryan with John Unitas at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. Temperature of 28 degrees here, and the shadows are well cast over the football field. sun sinking behind the baseball stadium here where the Colts play, and they are trailing 3-0. They had 3 scoring opportunities in the first half, failed to convert any of them. Roosevelt Leaks fumbling into the end zone on their first series of plays. Tony Linhart missed a 27-yard field goal after his holder, Bill Troop, had trouble getting the snap in place. And they had an interception by Dick Giron of Detroit, which blunted another drive. The Lions have been tough defensively, and they have kicked a 25-yard field goal. Steve Mickemeyer coming up with that to give the Lions a 3-0 lead. Mickemeyer will kick it off. The deep man is Perry Griggs, number 28, standing on the 5-yard line, taking it at the 10. Griggs fumbles the ball. Detroit has it. Griggs dropped the ball, and Detroit has it. It is number 60, Gary Anderson, the backup offensive guard, recovering the fumble as Griggs just dropped it, having had no contact made, and the Lions are in business again. There it is, as you saw him just simply lose the handle on it. Then Gary Danielson, the young quarterback, will bring it out for the Lions. The ball at the 23-yard line of Baltimore, first down, Detroit. That is Leonard Thompson stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Stan White, number 53, putting the hit on him. We have had nothing further from Miami, New England. Of course, those interested in the fortunes of the Baltimore Colts have to know about that score. It still stands 14-10. Offside call against Detroit. Under 2 minutes to play, Miami with the ball up there. Statistically, in the first half, you can see that the Colts had the ball more of the time, but did less with it. They had 11 first downs, rushed for more and passed for more, but failed to score. Burt Jones, 10 of 17, Gary Danielson, 9 of 14, and Danielson putting 3 of those passes together on the drive that led to the go-ahead field goal. It is 1st and 20 for the Detroit Lions, who recovered the second half kickoff on the fumble by Perry Griggs. Leonard Thompson, the ball carrier on the play, picked up maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and 19. Tom McLeod, number 52, the left linebacker, made the tackle. The ball now at the 30 of Baltimore. Philadelphia leads the Giants 17-14 on a 1-yard run by Ron Jaworski. Danielson will throw on 2nd and long. Complete to J.D. Hill. Loose ball. Nettles made the tackle, and they rule it incomplete. An incomplete pass for J.D. Hill. Simonini picked it up, number 56. But the officials rule it incomplete. Let's see it again. John Unitas is just back with us here after his trip from the field where he was introduced to the crowd.
It's tough to get back up here. Looked like he had a pretty good reception right there to me, Tim. The officials didn't see it that way. It looked like it went right through his arms, I suppose, in their eyesight.
Well, I thought he caught the ball myself and that it was a fumble. The umpire, Al Conway, number 27, appeared to be the man making the decision, making the call on a play. Personal foul call against Baltimore.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 40, defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Bruce Laird, and that no doubt because he protested a little too vigorously the preceding call, which ruled a pass to J.D. Hill an incompletion instead of a fumble recovery by Baltimore. So the Lions are first down at the 15-yard line. Philadelphia has defeated the New York Giants 17-14. That is final. A seesaw battle all day. Philadelphia coming out on top. First down, Detroit, and Danielson wants a timeout as he looked over that Baltimore defense and decided, I better be sure. I'm going to go and talk to the coach.
I don't know if he called a timeout himself or was it an official timeout because of the noise.
Oh, he signaled it. Well, yes, he asked for it. How it's charged, and it's going to be charged against Detroit.
Well, there's something that shouldn't happen when a quarterback. If it's too much, if he can't hear the signals, he should go to the umpire, a referee, and ask for to quiet the crowd down or for a timeout until they do quiet down. He's used up one of his timeouts, which could prove very costly toward the end of the football game.
Gary Danielson, getting his first start of the season, has had a little bit of action on spot duty. 14 of 38 passing coming into today. And the most impressive last drive late in the first half that led to the field goal by Mickemeyer. And so Danielson being handed a great opportunity here on the fumble recovery by Gary Anderson, as Perry Griggs, the new return man for the Colts, just simply dropped the ball. Rick Kane in the backfield along with Horace King. Kane 32, King 25. The wide receivers are J.D. Hill 86, Ray Jarvis 45. The tight end is David Hill, number 81. Danielson to throw. Up the middle and incomplete, nearly intercepted. Rick Kane could not hold on. Lyle Blackwood nearly picked it off on the rebound.
Ball was a little behind Kane as Danielson sets the throw. Kane cutting back over the middle across the face of Lyle Blackwood. As you saw, the ball was right behind him. A catch that he should have had, should really have made. You're expected to make those difficult catches at time. Everything cannot be perfect. You can't have a handle on it for you every time it's thrown to you. We see the Buffalo Bills 7, New York Jets 10.
So was that a quarterback talking there in that last time? Johnny United.
That's right.
With Tim Ryan here, and straight ahead is Rick Kane to the 10-yard line. And the Lions playing with more authority offensively now, as we saw on that last drive late in the first half. And their offensive line, John talked about the fact that they hadn't given up a sack. They had given up 49 coming into the game. That was the worst record in that department in the National Football League. And they've got Mark Markovich and Rocky Freitas and Charlie Sanders all out of there with injuries. So they are doing a good job today. Blocking for the run better as the game has gone on, and they've protected their passer well. Intended for J.D. Hill, again thrown behind him, incomplete. It'll be 4th down for the Lions, and on comes the specialty unit for what we anticipate will be the field goal try by Steve Mickemeyer. We are just underway in the 3rd period. The Colts were the receiving team of the second half kickoff, but Perry Griggs dropped the ball, giving Detroit this scoring opportunity. Danielson will hold at the 19-yard line. It'll be a 29-yard attempt. And it is no good. Mickemeyer misses on the 29-yard line. And so the score remains 3-0. And the Colts, who had a tough break with the fumble on the second half kickoff, get a break back on the missed field goal by Mickemeyer, and it remains 3-0 Lions. Have we got a final yet?
Not yet.
25 seconds left. Be sure and get that to us right away. Go ahead, Bob. Yeah. Okay. First down, Baltimore, and their crowd comes alive here. At the 20-yard line, they trail 3-0. New England leads 14-10 with 25 seconds left up there. New England has won. It is on the board here in Baltimore, and that's why you hear the roar of the crowd. Lydell Mitchell carrying the ball for a 5-yard gain, and so they got the help they needed. Now, John, what do they have to do themselves?
Tim, if that doesn't do it for them right there, I don't know if anything else will. They've got the big game now. New England's the game is over up there, and they need to have this ball game And then it's going to boil down to the show next week against New England here at Memorial Stadium.
Don't you love football fans? They booed the team off the field at the end of the first half. Now they're hollering for them. Ron Lee, straight ahead, is hit right at the line of scrimmage by this rough, tough Detroit defense.
Well, they've gone right back to their
Tenaple. Sorry, John.
First and second down. Run situation now. Maybe Burke will come up with a pass. It's in a passing situation.
Third and 4.
Here's where they will get in a lot of trouble sometimes. We'll put those five defensive backs in there. And I'm sure they'll be coming out looking for Mitchell or McCauley both coming out of that backfield.
Tenaple goes off. The extra back comes in. The Colts had 3 drives stopped by the Lions in the first half. 1 on a fumble, 1 on an interception, another on a missed field goal try. Jones, complete to Chester. Giron on the tackle, number 26, along with Lem Barney, number 20. First down, Colts. The ball out at the 37-yard line. Oh, they mark it at the 38. First down at the Colt 38.
Burt Jones moving to his left, picking up Raymond Chester on a short drag. What they call a short drag pattern, down 5 yards and out. A fine reception to the tight end.
Now, the situation is, with that New England victory over Miami, the Colts, if they can win here today and beat New England next week, they are the divisional champions with a record of 11-3. But they trail here at the moment. Mitchell, number 26, wide right, good pursuit laterally by Hunter, by West, by Herb Orvis.
Run out of bounds by Hunter and Ken Maple.
Now, there's John, and what he's laughing at is not so much at the picture of himself, just that one of the people in the truck suggested maybe he played without a helmet. John, what do you respond?
Well, I used to be pretty. Detroit played without a helmet.
Johnny Unitas in the booth here for the first time for CBS, watching his old team, the Baltimore Colts, and saw you standing alongside John Mackey down there, and it sure brings back a lot of memories with a lot of those great players.
We had a lot of fine people playing in those years. Outstanding people have been successful on just about every walk of life.
Intended for Raymond Chester, incomplete. Good rush by Herb Orvis. Jones got away from that, but the pass was incomplete. It is third down and about 7 to go.
Tim, hold on to your hat for this one. Tampa 20, New Orleans nothing in the third period. A 45-yard pass interception by Mike Washington.
My goodness, Hank Stram will commit harakiri if his club's the first one that loses to John McKay and company. Hard not to pull for the Buccaneers. I mean, they just got to win one. All right, we've got a third down. 7 to go. The Colts trying to keep the drive going. They trail 3-0. Mitchell and McCauley are the running backs. Almost intercepted by Charlie Weaver, intended for Freddie Scott, and ranging back from the right linebacker spot, Weaver had the best shot at the ball.
Freddie Scott coming across was wide open. Burt did not get the ball up well enough. Weaver right in excellent position to make the interception. Take a look at the defensive secondary as we see Freddie Scott going down, coming open. That's where he's open right there. Burt does not have the ball, waits a little bit too long to get it to him. And Charlie Weaver making an excellent play. Defensive secondary staying back off the receiver.
Eddie Payton, the lone kick returner, back at the 18-yard line for Detroit. David Lee will punt, but there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. So again, the Lions defensively stop the Baltimore Colts.
55, illegal procedure penalty against the Colts.
Well, someone must have drawn one of them. Looked like the Lions was offsides from here, but let's listen to the official. It's already finished. We missed up on it.
It is against Baltimore. It is against Baltimore, and it'll be fourth down on about 12, so it gets back to David Lee up back to his 22-yard line. Lions have everybody up there looking like they want to rush, but they do not. Lee, good kick. Payton waiting for it, takes it, fumbles it, recovers it, and holds on at the 32-yard line. Eddie Payton And right there to put the hit on him, Dan Dickel, number 55, reserve linebacker on the special teams. And so the Lions will start first down at their own 31, and they lead in this football game, 10:50 left in the third, by a score of 3-0. I took your crab cake.
That's all right. I don't like the way they make them here anyway.
Thanks, John. I'm not sure how to take that. I don't think we'll see Perry Griggs back on a kickoff return again.
I couldn't believe they had the ball down there.
Well, he caught it, and you didn't see the play, I guess.
No. I come up here and I saw him.
He started to run with it, and he just dropped it. I mean, nobody touched him. He just fell on it.
11-yard pass from Chandler, or Ferguson to Chandler.
Seconds. 10 seconds. Stand by.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. A must-win game for the Baltimore Colts as we see Houston has defeated Cleveland 19-15. First down, Detroit Lions, playing like it's their Super Bowl. Horace King. Horace King bounces off tacklers and picks up about 7 on the play. The ball comes loose, but play had already been whistled dead, and Ed Simonini did not like that decision.
Buffalo's on top of the Jets 14-10 in the fourth period as Ferguson threw an 11-yard touchdown pass to Bob Chandler.
And a long season for both those teams, particularly for Buffalo. The Jets, a young team rebuilding under Walt Michaels, probably don't feel so badly about it. Big win for the Chicago Bears, 21-10 over Green Bay, and they are still in the playoff hunt. 2nd and 4. King again, straight ahead, number 25, got out near the 40-yard line. Joe Ehrman, number 76, put the tackle on him. And we have a player down. It looks like a Baltimore Colt. And that may be Ehrman. Joe Ehrman, who made the tackle, was hurt on the play. He's been bothered with a hand that was broken earlier in the season, and looks like he's been hurt again. Next Saturday here on CBS at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, the Sports Spectacular presents highlights of the World Welterweight Championship, the WBC version. Carlos Palomino defending against Jose Palacios of Mexico. And the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championships with Shirley Muldowney, Don Garlitz, Don Prudhomme, and many more. You'll also see the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championships and the final edition of the World's Strongest Men competition, all here on CBS next Saturday. Ehrman up and all right. Ron Fernandez comes in to replace him. Give him a little breather and some trainer's attention. It is 3rd and short. Thompson is stopped by John Dutton, number 78, and Ed Simonini, number 56, the middle linebacker. And the Colts rise up defensively. Detroit will have to punt.
Mr. Simonini, number 56, middle linebacker of the Colts, not very big, but watch his tenacity on this play. As he throws off a block, he comes up and makes the play. Boom, right there along with John Dutton. Excellent play, and good play also by Norm Thompson, who turned the play back to the inside.
4th down, Summers standing on the 25 of Detroit. The deep man, Lyle Blackwood, at the 25 of Baltimore. Summers gets it away. Blackwood on the move. Gets out to the 38-yard line. He's swarmed under. Rick Kane, number 32, the first man to get there. They haven't made a big play. You know, just haven't not won.
Play the ball control.
Your attention, please. Fans are reminded
24-34.
when leaving the game today, some of the ramps
14-10
are
final.
racing.
Only in the third quarter?
Yeah.
Some of the ramps.
I guess they started at the same time we did.
2 o'clock.
20 seconds. 20.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
10 seconds. Stand by.
It's chilly here today, 27 degrees, our last reported temperature in Baltimore. But the young ladies are out there trying to pump up the Colts and their fans. The Fiesta Bowl, Christmas Day, here on CBS, Penn State and Arizona State. Should be a dandy. That'll be followed on December 31st by the Sun Bowl and the Cotton Bowl on January 2nd. Great bowl action on CBS. First down, Ron Lee and Lydell Mitchell, the running backs. It's blocked by Garth Tenaple, number 57. Jones trying to get to Freddie Scott. And the linebacker, Garth Tenaple, who, like Simonini, not a big guy, goes about 2'5", 210, starting for the injured Paul Newmoff, and he is an aggressive player.
Burt so far is 11 for 21 for 113 yards. Lydell Mitchell with 5 receptions for 34. Scott with 3 for 40. And he continues to go to Mitchell, who has proven a very, very favorite target for his, and also a fine ball carrier as well.
2nd and 10, complete to Mitchell. 2 men on him right away. Tenaple and the other linebacker, O'Neal, number 55. He got about 7 on the play. So again, a big third down situation for them. 3rd and about 3. The ball is marked at the 44-yard line, closer to 4 yards. 3rd and 4, we'll call it. 8:39 remaining, third period. The only score of the game, a field goal by Steve Mickemeyer in the final seconds of the first half. McCauley is in for Lee. Remember, if the Colts win today, they must win next week to win the division title. They got help from the Patriots. Next week they'll want to beat them, but they've got the Lions here to contend with. Intended for Chester, incomplete. A good rush on Jones.
Well, he threw that one right into Powell. It was 3 defensive men around Chester, and he threw that one right into the heart of him.
Watch Herb Orvis coming in here, number 80.
As you see her putting the pressure on, Burt gets crunked a little bit, but the ball was thrown right between 2 men, and here comes the third one into your picture shortly.
So the Colts have to punt. David Lee. And Payton lets it bounce, and Tim Baylor trying to cover it, slips, but it stops of its own accord at the 4-yard line. Touchdown there. Forrest Lou, number 50, putting the hand on it. And so they've got the Lions bottled up here, deep in their own end. Some more scores for you.
Buffalo 14, New York Jets 10. That's a final. Seattle's 34 on top of Kansas City, 24 in the third period.
3-0 Lions here in Baltimore. Tim Ryan and John Unitas. And one of the most crucial games being played today in the National Football League. Remember, New England has defeated Miami 14-10. The Colts can still win their division if they win here today and next week. The Lions have other ideas.
I'm not too sure I understand that letting that punt go over top of his head there, Tim. I thought he should have caught that ball, maybe try to advance it, or at least fair catch it. But I guess it was inside the 10-yard line. They like to tell him to just let the ball go. Hopefully it'll take a good bounce.
That was Marv Hubbard carrying it up behind right guard, picking up about 3 on the play. Payton let one bounce in front of him last week against Green Bay. That was a crucial play. Ball bounced well behind him, and the Lions were never able to get all the way upfield for a final scoring try. Danielson will throw, intended for J.D. Hill. It's tipped by Simonini and goes incomplete.
Simonini really maneuvers around back in the defensive secondary as we see him taking the pass coverage drop, moving to his right, watching the quarterback's eyes, playing the football all the way. It was just slightly high for Simonini to come down with, and the ball was thrown a little late by Danielson to his outside receiver.
3rd down and 7 to go, Detroit. Lone setback is Hubbard. The other back set on the wing. That's Kane. Danielson looking for the open man. Out to David Hill, incomplete. He had a little bit of rush on him, and he just hurried that throw to David Hill, the tight end, who had fallen back off his position at the line of scrimmage for the play.
Well, I believe that you could expect now a good strong punt rush by the Baltimore Colts to try to put the pressure on the kicker and try to get a poor kick or a block punt.
7:17 remaining in the 3rd period. In the end zone is Wilbur Summers. Lyle Blackwood stands at the 31-yard line of Detroit. Summers is kicking against the wind. It has not come up appreciably, but there is a wind factor, approximately 15 miles per hour, blowing against the kicker. He gets it away. Not bad either. A Detroit bounce. Blackwood at the 44. Gets to the 38-yard line, and he is swarmed under by 3 Lions tacklers. The first one to get there, Luther Blue, number 89. So again, the crowd trying to bring the Colts alive. They have good field position. 1st down. The ball at the 38-yard line of Detroit. 3-0, the Lions lead it.
This is the best field position that Baltimore has had since that first quarter drive before Leaks fumbled the football. Let's see what Burt comes up with on his first play.
Juan Lee and Lydell Mitchell are the running backs. Slot formation right. 1st down pass attempt. Tipped away again by Knaple. Intended for Scott. And twice in a row, Garth Knaple has tipped passes of Burt Jones.
Knaple playing very good defensive coverage back there with the linebacker. Burt coming up, looking at Scott, taking his time, plenty of time to throw the football. Knaple getting a hand on the football to deflect it out of the reach of Freddie Scott.
Lions blitz their linebackers a lot, but on these last 2 plays Knaple's been involved in, he's been dropped off and has made the right play. 2nd down pass attempt. Incomplete, intended for Lee as the rush was on Jones. What did that play look like to you, John? What were they trying to do there?
Oh, they're trying to set up a screen coming out here to Ron Lee, and the Detroit Lions played it extremely well, putting the pressure on Jones, and the linebacker staying at home, just making sure his coverage of Ron Lee.
Sanders, 82, and English, 78, were the 2 guys leading the rush. 3rd down. Colts have just been unable to put anything together here against this very tough Detroit defense. Lions with a 5-7 record. Had they had some offense to go with this defense, it would have been a much different season for Detroit.
They've had a rash of injuries as well, that offensive line, and they have done an excellent job on this fine defensive football team of the Baltimore Colts.
That's complete to Raymond Chester. Does he have the 1st down? It will be close. Let's wait and see where they mark it. Lions have suggested a few spots where they could mark it. Colts have some ideas of their own. And Burt Jones is up there to make sure they get a fair shake. This is a very big play.
Well, that's be a decision to make if they don't make it. I'm sure that if they don't make it, they almost have to go for that 1st and 10.
1st down, Baltimore. So the Colts keep it alive. A 3rd down and 10 play from Jones to Chester. That was a money play.
That's 2 big plays that Chester's come up with on a pass on the last time for a 1st down back on the left-hand side of your field. And now again on the same type of play, which Burt came up with a fine throw, Chester making the catch for the 1st down.
Ron Lee, number 34. Shakes off 2 tacklers. Boy, is he strong. Finally, Ed O'Neill, who's been a tower of strength again this afternoon for Detroit, makes the tackle. But Lee with a good gain. Got maybe 7, close to 8 on the play.
From the Lions, 22.
Excellent running by Lee, as he's a strong. I'd say he's one of the best outside runners that the Colts have, and probably the only one who's able to get outside because of his great speed. The offensive line now starting to pick up some momentum driving the Detroit Lions back off the ball.
2nd and 3. The ball at the 23 of Detroit. Colts have yet to score. Lydell Mitchell behind right guard Ken Huff and tackle George Coombs. Has the first down yardage, it would appear. And it is so claimed by the Colts and marked by the officials.
Again, the workhorse of the Baltimore Colts as all afternoon has been Lydell Mitchell, as he'll carry the ball at least 35 to 40 times a football game. Good blocking up front. Lydell certainly has the second sense to pick that hole anywhere it shows in the offensive line.
As you look at the Colts attack today, not bad. It just has not resulted in a score. Mitchell, no room to make the turn. O'Neal is there again, number 55. James Hunter, the cornerback, number 28. Ken Sanders, the left defensive end, got over into the play. The Lions do not give you anything easily. You've got to earn every inch.
Mitchell has 17 carries for 74 yards.
We got 3 on that play, 2nd and 7. The ball at the 14-yard line of Detroit. The Lions lead it 3-0. 5:04 remaining in the third period. New England defeated Miami 14-10, giving the Colts an opportunity to win their division with 2 victories. Incomplete, intended for Mitchell, and somebody got a hand on that, and it's Tenaple again, number 57.
He's knocking that ball all around. Let's take a look at Tenaple as he blitzes from his linebacking position, looks at Burt, goes up in the air, and gets a hand on the football. Ball again intended for Mitchell.
He's playing like he's 6'9". He's only 6'1".
He certainly gets his hands on the football. His hands will be black and blue before he gets out there this afternoon.
Garth Tenaple going off as the extra back comes in here in the passing down situation. I think I'd leave him in there. He's doing the job on pass protection.
He certainly has a nose for the football.
Jones to the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete. Dowdy covered by Len Barty was the intended receiver, number 35. 4th down, and the crowd starts with boos again.
Burt Jones walking off, not very happy with himself as he had to throw that ball over top of Glenn Dowdy as Glenn Barney was all over him like a blanket. That's one of your premier pass defenders in the game as far as I'm concerned. He's been around for a number of years, and he's still doing a fine job for him. After about the 3rd ball game this year, they moved him from free safety back over to the corner position, and he's went over there without any kind of problem and has done a fine job.
Got 3 interceptions. Linhart's field goal try is good. Tony Linhart, a 31-yard field goal, has tied the game at 3-3. So the Colts are back even. Ed Simonini, some kind of jumping jack. "31-yard field goal, right?"
It's 5 for 6 from there.
Yeah, he's tough until you get him out of range. You can't get the long one. He's pretty consistent. He nearly made that one too with a bad hold. You know, he nearly got that mother in there. He kicked it better than I thought he would. Well, there is ample time.
Oh, yes.
I tell you, these guys don't quit, though. They hung right in that Green Bay game last week. They were right in it to the final play.
Stand by.
Eddie Payton. We're standing by.
And Fulton.
That Baltimore Colt ought to have some ballet warm-up socks on or something today. It's pretty cold out there, even for horses.
Usually they run him around every time they score, but if he's not careful, he's going to catch a cold. He hadn't been doing too much, haven't had much activity at all this afternoon.
He's probably been back in the barns. It is 3-3 on the field goal by Linhart from 31 yards away. So the Colts have caught up. Now the Lions will have the opportunity to go ahead. Eddie Payton is the deep man at the 5-yard line. Linhart having to tee it up again as the wind had blown the ball off the tee. Baltimore to our left in blue, the Lions to our right in white. We have 4:50 remaining third period. This is Andy Bolton, number 43, working his way up the sidelines and finally pushed out of bounds near the 35. Good return for Andy Bolton.
Stopped by Wade Griffin.
So the Lions have pretty good field position as they will start
Lions
first
ball,
down
first and
at
10.
the 36-yard line. Next Saturday here on CBS, the Rams at Washington, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Redskins still alive in the playoff hunt, looking for a wild card spot, and the Rams who have already clinched in the West. That should be some kind of game. First down, Detroit. Gary Danielson has gone all the way at quarterback, number 16, the second-year man from Purdue. Leonard Thompson. Make it Rick Kane. Rick Kane, number 32. Trying right guard side. Bruce Laird coming up from the safety spot, number 40, to make the hit on him after a gain of 3.
Second down and 7.
San Diego nothing, Denver 7 in the first period. Denver just continues to roll along, and Craig Morton having one of his finest years in a long time.
Yes, I think there's a quarterback who's really deserved to have himself a good year. He's been around for a number of years with good teams and bad, and now has an opportunity to do it himself. That's complete to David Hill, the tight end. Stan White has him covered like a blanket after he made the catch, and he got maybe a yard or 2 at the most on the play.
Didn't get much. Stan's playing, staying at home, playing his responsibilities. So they were trying to set up a little quick out to the tight end off of a play pass action back to the weak side, hoping to take Stan's attention away from his responsibility. But as a good linebacker, he takes care of his own first and then helps elsewhere second. Craig Morton threw a 41-yard touchdown pass to go ahead of the San Diego Chargers to Lonnie Perrin.
They're down. Let's call it 5.5. Danielson trying to keep the Lions drive alive. They're tied at 3 here in the third period. Knocked down by Fred Cook, the defensive left end. It was intended for Marv Hubbard, swinging out of the backfield. Watch this play.
Watch Freddie Cook as he gets some penetration. Not able to get all the way through. Sees Danielson looking and then does what he's taught. Right up into the quarterback's face. Take another look at it from the end zone camera. Danielson back, sets the throw. There's Cook. I don't believe he would have picked up the first down anyway. Thompson standing over there waiting for Hubbard to make that reception.
Fourth-year man from southern Mississippi, 6'3", 243-pound Fred Cook, part of the sack pack. They've got 42 sacks this season. That's third in the National Football League. Deep man is Blackwood, standing at the 25 of Baltimore as Wilbur Summers prepares to punt. Low snap, kicks it from the 30. Ball's taken by Oldham with a fair catch at the 32-yard line for Baltimore. Number 25, Ray Oldham. And so Baltimore will start first down at the 31-yard line. And now some more West Coast scores coming in. The Raiders in another must game today in Minnesota, for that matter, 7-0. They both need that one. The Raiders in front in the first period will be joining that game at the conclusion of ours here in Baltimore, where it is 3-3. First down, Colts. Ron Lee pushed out of bounds by Charlie West. Had no chance to turn the corner as West came up from his safety spot to cut him off.
Coming back with the same play he used in the last series of downs as they started out the last time with Ron Lee on a wide sweep. That time not picking up as much as he would have liked to as West played it well, knocked him out of bounds.
Gain of a yard on the play, John. 2nd and 9. Wide left goes Freddie Scott, number 86. Wide right is Glenn Dowdy, number 35. Tight end is Raymond Chester. They're all out in the pattern. They throw it to Lee. He makes the catch and is dropped immediately as he tried to get back up. It was Tenaple putting the hit on him. Picked up maybe 6 on the play.
Again, Jones staying with his backs coming out of that backfield. Likes to hit those backs 4, 5, 6 yards at a time.
Third down.
Mitchell's outstanding receiver, leads the AFC in receptions, and Ron Leak taking up some of the slack for Leaks coming out of the backfield and making a fine reception.
Don McCauley is in for Ron Lee on 3rd and 4.5. That Oakland touchdown, a 2-yard run by Mark Van Egan as the Raiders lead Minnesota 7-0. Throwing on 3rd down, up the middle, complete to Chester. Ed O'Neill makes the tackle. Chester came back beautifully to make that reception, and they have been successful up the middle when they've been going there, John.
That's the fourth time actually that he's going to Chester. 3 completions out of 4 times. You better stay with him the rest of the afternoon because he's the man that's doing the job so far for him on his third down situations. The Lions are sort of keying on the offensive backs coming out of field on this situation, as we see Raymond Chester making the catch and O'Neill making the tackle.
First down at the 46-yard line of Baltimore. Ron Lee makes a good turn around Ed O'Neill. His blockers had been bumped right back into the backfield. He had to get around them first. So a good turn of speed to make the corner and a gain of about 4 on the play.
Fancy stepping by Ron Lee as he's almost had in the backfield. Steps back out around and comes down. Atlanta nothing. Los Angeles 6 in the first period.
The ball into Detroit territory at the 49. It'll be 2nd and 5. Lee and Mitchell, the running backs. Now Scott comes wide right, Dowdy wide left. He'll flip-flop those wide receivers. Change sides with them. Mitchell trying wide left. Gets away from Weaver. He's got some room. He stumbles and falls. That's about the only way you're going to get Mitchell down, is for him to fall down by himself, and he doesn't do that very often. Look at this.
The linebacker who slipped back behind everyone right there, Weaver, almost had Mitchell as he could not get a grab of a hold of his jersey, and you see Mitchell moving now, is going downfield and trips on one of his own men.
Lydell Mitchell, nonetheless, has a big first down play for Baltimore at the 33-yard line of Detroit. And Tampa Bay appears to be a lock against New Orleans. I'm going to go out on a limb and predict they're going to win that game.
I tell you what, they won't be sober for a week if they win that ball game.
Interception by James Hunter. Hunter, 28, brings it back inside the Baltimore zone to the 50-yard line, maybe the 40 now when they mock it. It was intended for Glenn Dowdy. Chester made the tackle on Hunter, and another drive is stopped.
Glenn Dowdy never saw that football, and I think the man who was the biggest surprise of all was Hunter, as it hit him right in the chest. Ball was thrown right directly at Hunter. Let's take a look. We don't get a real good picture of it, but the ball hit Hunter right in the chest, and Glenn Dowdy never saw the football.
Looked like he really hurried that throw. It's a quick kind of a pass, not have a whole lot of rush on, but as you said, it just went right to James Hunter. Another interception stops a Baltimore drive. Danielson on first down. To Marv Hubbard out of the backfield is bumped by White and nettles out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Danielson not doing too much on throwing the football. He's used that play 4 or 5 times. This time he comes up and hits Hubbard, who makes a fine reception for them. Turnovers so far, the Lions nothing, and the Baltimore Colts 4. That has kept the Lions in the ball game.
2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. Oakland has gone in front of Minnesota 14-0. Stabler to Cliff Branch. 7:02 remaining first period. This is Rick Kane. Kane met at the line of scrimmage and turned back rather forcefully after a gain of maybe 1.5 yards and maybe enough for the first down, and that appears to be the signal.
Danielson is 11 out of for 19 right now for 73 yards. So things he's throwing is a ball control type pass back out to his backs, coming off of play action type thing, as we saw with Hubbard the last time. He's doing a fine job for a young man who hasn't played all season long.
That's right. I think about midway through the second period, I think going back to the drive that led to the field goal, he really moved the team effectively, and he's got him going again. It is first down Lions at the 40-yard line. They're playing a good defensive team in Baltimore. That is Marv Hubbard squeezing for a couple of yards. Mike Barnes, number 63, put the tackle on him. And Bruce Laird coming up from safety to help. Time winding down here in the third period. And they will probably not get another playoff, as it is 2nd and 8 for Detroit at the 38 of Baltimore. And that'll be it for the third period. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Detroit Lions 3, the Baltimore Colts 3. We now pause for a word from your local station. Well, the way they're going, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
They sure are not playing well, huh? Is you cold, honey?
Stand by.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here in Baltimore, where it is second down, 8 to go for Detroit. They have the ball at the 38-yard line of the Colts with the score tied at 3-3. Danielson with Hubbard and Kane, the running backs, and a good rush on him, but he eludes it. Finally brought down, turned in by Cook and brought down from behind by Ehrman. And a loss of 2 on the play, where it'll be third down. Let's make it a loss of 3 and call it 3rd and 11.
And this is the first time that the Baltimore Colts defense has put some pressure on Danielson as Joe Ehrman, number 76, gets rid of his man. And on misses it back in the backfield. Danielson almost gets away, but Joe Ehrman continues to put the pressure on and finally comes up with the tackle. I was just going to say that they haven't sacked Danielson yet when Ehrman put the pressure on him and forced him into running the football. It's third down.
3rd and long. They set Kane on the wing to the left with Hubbard the lone running back. Danielson going deep for Jarvis. What a catch, Ray Jarvis. And he is inbounds. It is a first down for the Detroit Lions. Bruce Laird on the coverage. And Ray Oldham over there.
Well, Ray Oldham come over and said he was out of bounds, but the pass was thrown. Jarvis made an excellent catch and then was pushed out of bounds. And right there, you see, he comes down with both feet inbounds, so I don't think there's much problem. But even in the official's decision, if he was pushed while he had the ball in the air and his feet came down out of bounds, he would have to give it to him.
First down Lions at the 22-yard line. Oakland leading Minnesota 14-0. A big game for both teams there, and we'll be going to it at the end of this telecast from Baltimore. Lions on the move again. Danielson, quick pass out to J.D. Hill. He dropped it. And there were 3 Colts there to make sure that he didn't get anywhere if he caught it. Ehrman, Dutton, and Nettles all over there.
J.D. was getting away from the football. I thought he was going to go off the field once he lost it. So he seemed to continue to run. They almost had a good screen set up right there. The ball was thrown perfectly. J.D. just took his eyes off the football. Most of these passes that are lost are lack of concentration, really, on the receiver's part about not looking the football into his own hands. And that's a difficult thing. It's a thing that all coaches try to teach, and guys do have lapse of memory at times and don't concentrate.
2nd and 10. Hubbard and Kane in the I formation. Draw play, Kane. Nettles has him. Kane tried to make the cut and slipped on that frozen field, and Nettles was waiting for him there. No gain. 3rd down. The Colts defensively have to be big here. There's Kane losing his balance, and Nettles forcing the play, putting the stop on him. Loss of a yard. 3rd and 11. We are in the final period of regulation time. 13:46 remaining. It is 3-3. The offensive power of the Colts blunted effectively by the Detroit Lions. Barnes on the rush. Danielson gets it away to Hubbard. He eludes a tackler, but is hit at the 20. He got away from Norm Thompson, but was dropped by Tom McLeod and Lyle Blackwood at the 20-yard line after a gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 4th down.
Danielson, who's going back, looking downfield, trying to come up with a deep receiver, come up with that first down situation. Finds none, elects to go to Hubbard, who picks up 4 or 5 yards to the 20. 4th down situation, field goal try by the Detroit Lions. Big play for Detroit here, Tim.
Spotted at the 27-yard line. It's a 37-yard attempt by Steve Mickemeyer, and it is good. Steve Mickemeyer with his second field goal of the afternoon has the Lions back out in front. A 37-yard field goal with 12:52 remaining in regulation time. Detroit 6, the Baltimore Colts 3. I don't want to knock this stuff over. That'll be next. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do we got here? Seattle, Kansas City 31, Seattle 24. 34-31 for Seattle in the fourth quarter.
They have a hell of a game.
Yeah, that's a great game. Griggs is getting another chance. Oh, no. Oh, Griggs is short. Laird is deep.
Laird's deep.
30 seconds, 30.
Also deep, Scott and Griggs.
New England defeated Miami 14-10. That kept the Colts' playoff hopes alive, but they must win here today and then beat the Patriots next week. Right now they trail 6-3 as Mickemeyer's kickoff is taken by Laird at the 20. Bruce Laird to the 30. And he nearly lost the ball colliding with Fred Scott as they both went for it. Laird seemed to be very determined to catch that ball and try for the good run back. He got to the 31.
Bruce is hurting a little bit. He's been hurting most of the year. Some bad shoulders. Looked like he sprained had a little sprain there. I almost see a big collision with Scott as Bruce Laird, a fine run back man, whenever he gets a chance, brings it on out to the Baltimore 30-yard line.
Ron Lee and Lydell Mitchell are running backs. Lee, 34, has the ball. Good tackle on the play as he cut back inside. Garth Tenaple. This guy is having himself some afternoon. The second-year man from Texas A&M, drafted 8th last year by the Lions. Just worked his way into the lineup. He's not big, but he is quick, and he likes to play.
He actually looks like he's having fun out there on the frozen turf.
He really does. A 36-yard field goal by Raphael Septien has the Rams in front of Atlanta 9-0.
Oh, I'm glad you took that one.
He's one of 2 Mexican field goal kickers. The other one, Efren Herrera of Dallas. Complete to Chester for the first down. Jones hitting Chester with O'Neal and Tenaple on the coverage.
As hard as Burt threw that one, Chester had to catch that in self-defense. Watch Burt as he winds up with it and zings it right into Chester, who finds the open hole against the zone and just stays right there. Fine throw by Burt, fine catch for Chester. First and 10, Baltimore.
Chester's caught everything thrown his way today.
Only missed one. That was a poor throw by Burt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Right you are. He has been a very steady receiver. First down, Colts. High formation. Jones to throw again. Swings it out for Mitchell. He's hit by Tenaple. Sneaking him out of the backfield into the middle area there. And the left linebacker, Tenaple, on the coverage, but not before Mitchell muscled his way for an extra couple and a gain of close to 7. Let's call it 2nd and 3.
Second down and 4 from the Colts, 49.
The ball is at the 49.
Again, Burt coming out with a little play action, looks for his offensive back coming out of the backfield. Mitchell, as he's done quite a bit of times today.
And every game. Second down, 10:49, time ticking away. Mitchell coming back to the left side, trying to get the first down yardage, and he was short of it. Doug English, number 78, the right tackle. Ken Sanders, Ed O'Neal, all in on it.
Mitchell has caught 7 passes for 44 yards and rushed 18 times for 90 yards. So you can see he has been the workhorse for the Baltimore Colts for the last 3 years, at least.
He's getting a little breather, a rare one for Mitchell on 3rd and 1. They have Lee and McCauley in there.
Way over 1,000 yards for the last 3 years in succession.
3 out of 13 for Detroit in the conversion department. The Colts with a little better one, and Jones will throw. Jones now has to run for it, and I don't think he got it. Jones wanted to get Chester downfield on the sideline and could not do it. And I don't think he got the first down yardage. He started to run knowing he needed a yard.
He was forced outside. He was looking for Glenn Dowdy downfield as Glenn Dowdy is bottled up, and there's Chester trying to sneak out behind the linebacker. As you see, Burt being pushed out of bounds. 4th down punting situation for the Baltimore Colts.
Ken Sanders, number 82, and a bad play. I don't know what else you can say. They lose a yard on a 3rd and 1, not a passing situation normally. Now they have to punt. The deep man is Dick Giron for the first time today on the punt situation. Lee hits it from his 40. Not his best, but gets a good bounce. Giron will let it die, and it's down at the 13-yard line. And the Lions will start from there, 1st and 10 with 9:44 remaining here in the 4th period. And the Lions hanging on to a 6-3 lead. That 4th quarter field goal by Steve Mickemeyer has them in front. And the Colts now getting desperate. What in the Lord's name were they thinking on that one?
I don't know.
Well, I got to say they weren't conservative for a change.
They tried to sneak Dowdy down through the middle, but the safety was hanging right there with it. And then Chester, of course, been your auxiliary man coming back out to the side in case.
Boy, for a 1-yard pass play, you would think that they would go.
Well, they weren't going for the 1. They were going for the 7.
Well, yeah, but still. I don't see that at all. Willie Hall. 21-0, Oakland.
How many?
21-0, and they're still in the first quarter. Minnesota's done.
Yeah, I think they're fast.
What's that? Say again? Okay, yeah, all right. Okay.
10 seconds, stand by. Hey, watch your back.
Tim Ryan with John Unitas here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, where the Colts are having some kind of tough afternoon against this very tenacious Detroit Lions team, John.
The Detroit Lions defensive football team doing an outstanding job against the Baltimore Colts. And the offensive team really hasn't done that poorly, but they haven't been overly good as well as far as the Lions are concerned. But let's see what Mr. Danielson has up his sleeve on his 1st down situation.
Rick Kane and Horace King are the running backs. The lone setback at the moment. King has the ball. Number 25 pulls his way straight ahead over the 15-yard line. Picked up maybe 4 on the play. And the New Orleans Saints have gotten on the board against Tampa Bay. Archie Manning took it in from a yard out to make it 26-7. 7:12 remaining in regulation time. Buccaneers are tough defensively. I just don't believe those Saints are going to come back and beat the Bucs. It is 2nd down, and he got about 4 on the play. Let's call it 2nd and 6. Horace King came into the game with 496 yards rushing. He leads the Lions in that department. Kane straight ahead. And Ed Simonini, the middle linebacker, number 56. Stop that guy.
Mr. Simonini, as he's been in quite a few tackles all afternoon as well as all year long, making a fine play on Kane as he stops him for a 2-yard gain.
It is 3rd down, about 1.5 yards for Detroit at the 22-yard line, and this falls into the category of the big play. 8:37 remaining, time ticking away, 4th period, the Lions leading by 3. It's a big play, more so for the Baltimore Colts as they see their playoff hopes slipping away as the seconds tick off. Danielson rolling his drop. Norm Thompson, number 43, Mike Barnes, number 63, and Fred Cook, number 72. Dropped them for a loss. It'll be 4th down.
You talk about bad play selection. I think this was run all the way by Danielson, and there was no place to go at all. It certainly was I thought it should have been a pass-run option instead of just run all the way, because he had a man open on the pass if he was going to throw it.
Summers will punt from his 5-yard line. Lyle Blackwood standing at the Baltimore 45. They had the rush on, but he got it away. A good kick, too. And it bounces for Detroit. Taken at the 38, and he had stepped out of bounds. And an official knocked down by the Lions downfield tacklers. Bill Larson, number 87, first man down there. Watch this.
He's watching. The official is watching the point of spot, and he gets wrapped a real good shot. He's all right.
Good move by Larson on him.
Buffalo 14, New York Jets 2. Final score, Houston 19, Cleveland 15. Final score.
Brother.
Poor old Browns. They were going real good until Sipe got hurt.
Yeah. They lose another quarterback, too, didn't they? Or did they not?
Mays?
Two of them?
I don't know. Maybe Mays got hurt, too. Could be. Yeah, I think you're right, because Terry Luck, I think, is handling him. They signed Morangi.
Fourth period, Seattle 34, Kansas City 31. First period, Oakland 14.
Who's Detroit play next week? Minnesota?
Right, Monday night.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Los Angeles 9, Atlanta nothing. Final score, New England 14, Miami 10.
Ted Marchabrota, who said yesterday, we can't worry about other teams helping us. We got to do it ourselves. Well, he got the help, whether he wanted it or not. But his own club is behind, 6-3. First down pass complete to Lydell Mitchell. Mitchell gets to the 45-yard line of Baltimore. Gain of about 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Baltimore trailing 6-3. 7:25 remaining. Tim Ryan and John Unitas here in Baltimore. A must-win situation for the Colts. The defending divisional champions will bring in a record of 9-3 that will go for naught if they fall to 9-4. Mitchell trying for the first down, appears to have it. Doug English on the tackle, number 78.
Ed O'Neill that time coming in from the linebacker position almost had Mitchell in the backfield. Just got a hand on him, but Mitchell was able to knock it off and pick up the first down.
First down, Colts, and George Coons coming to the sidelines, number 75. He'll be replaced by Bob Van Dyne, number 67, and an injury to Kuntz would be critical. He is the main man up front offensively for the Baltimore Colts. Van Dyne, an experienced reserve lineman, fourth-year man from Idaho. First down, Colts. Jones to Lee. Lee hit immediately. Good reaction by the Lions defensively as he dumped it over the front four, but coming back was Jim Mitchell, the defensive end, to make the quick tackle on Lee along with English, 78, and so they held it to about a 1.5 yard gain.
Lee was trying to lose himself that time when that crowd of Detroit Lions out there, and then come out from underneath it while Jones could pick him up and get it to him, but the Lions weren't going for any of it. We see Atlanta 0, Los Angeles 9 in the second period. Atlanta, a surprising football team this year, Tim. Done very, very well.
Yes, they have. They're a little bit like Detroit. They don't have a terrific offense. They expected more from Bartkowski than they got. Pressure on Jones. Sanders on him. He gets it away, and it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. It was Charlie Weaver who got a hand on it. Raymond Chester was down there. Glenn Dowdy was down there. Scott, pardon me, not Chester. Scott and Dowdy were downfield. Here's Freddie Scott.
I would have to say that is one of the bad things that Jones did this afternoon. Moving to his right and then just throwing the ball downfield up for grabs. As you see the ball, Scott doesn't know where it's going. No one seems to know, but it's nothing but Detroit Lions down around there.
It is third down, and the Colts again building themselves problems and having to somehow salvage the situation. Let's see if they can salvage it here. Extra linebacker on for the Lions. They've got everybody up in that line. Now they drop back. Jones complete. Right on the money to Glenn Dowdy. Well, he threw a bad one, and then he threw a super one.
You couldn't ask for anything better than that. The protection was there. The lines were back there. Burt Jones just threaded the needle with that. It was to see Glenn Dowdy almost knocked off his feet by West. Comes off with the shove, and there it is, a fine reception. Enough for a first down to keep the drive alive.
Good play by Dowdy to keep himself in the pattern. Don McCauley is in the backfield. It is first down for the Colts at the 35 of the Lions. 5:22 remaining in regulation time. West has gone off for the Lions. He leads a little equipment repair. He's got to get himself a new helmet. That shot he took at Glenn Dowdy, and West on the Detroit sidelines trying on somebody else's helmet.
He probably snapped the shoestring in there. Burt Jones so far is 23 for 34, 185 yards, but has failed yet to get across that goal line.
Reggie Pinckney is in for West defensively. It is first down, Baltimore. Good protection. Wide open is Mitchell. Mitchell will score. Touchdown. Finally, a big play from the Baltimore Colts. The big plays have been missing the last 3 games, and the 2 guys who can make them, Jones and Mitchell, team up. And Baltimore is in front. 9 to 6 as we await the extra point.
Well, there had to be a missed coverage on that play as Mitchell came breaking clean through the secondary. Nobody even picks him up. Someone missed him coming out of the backfield, and I'm not sure who it was.
Well, John, remember, Charlie West had gone to the sidelines for an equipment repair. Reggie Pinckney was in at safety. We don't know what coverage they had on, but that might have been the problem. The reserve back in there. And the extra point is good from Linhart. And so, Baltimore has gone in front of the Detroit Lions by a score of 10 to 6. We have 4:53 remaining, regulation time, and the Colts with a 4-point lead. How long, John? How long?
63 yards.
63?
The drive?
No. The
pass.
Score. 35? How many plays in the drive? How many plays in the drive?
7. 30.
What's that? Where's that? Where is it? I can't see it though.
Right in front of us.
Oh, down here.
10 seconds.
See, smack. They went 63 yards in 7 plays, capped by a 35-yard touchdown pass. Burt Jones to Lydell Mitchell. And so the score stands Baltimore 10, the Lions 6. Mark Chibrota must feel a little bit happier about things, but there is 4:50 remaining. Linhart's kickoff taken by Andy Bolton. And Bolton stepped out of bounds. He has run it up to the 33, but the official signals that he stepped out on the 14. So the Colts have the Lions deep as we look at it again.
There, he got his foot right on the line. A matter of decision whether Bolton wanted to catch the ball or let it go out of bounds. He elected to catch it and could not maintain his balance enough to stay in bounds.
And I'd say the official was right on that play. It is first down, Detroit. Hubbard and Kane are the running backs. Wide right is Jarvis, wide left J.D. Hill. An aroused Baltimore crowd exhorting their defensive team. Kane cutting back against the grain very well. Gets out near the 20-yard line for a gain of 6. Ed Simonini, number 56 with Joram and number 76 on the tackle.
Second down and
More NFL action on the final week of the regular season. Next Sunday here on CBS, the Chicago Bears, winners today, have another big one next week against the Giants. New Orleans will be at Atlanta. St. Louis will be in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers will be looking for their second victory if they hang on to beat New Orleans today. San Francisco will meet the Packers at Milwaukee. 2nd and 4. Kane again, wide left. Turn back. Before he could get around the corner, the ball came loose, but play had been called. Stan White made the tackle, number 53. Simonini came up with the ball, but it is still possession of the Detroit Lions, with the ball now marked at the 20-yard line, 3rd and 4.
That touchdown has put a little bit of momentum in the Baltimore Colts defensive team right now, and they're moving against that offensive line of the Lions. Let's see what Danielson comes up on the 3rd and crucial situation for him.
3:30 remaining. Regulation time. Lions trail by 4. Danielson complete to J.D. Hill. Coverage by Lyle Blackwood. A fine catch and a good throw by young Danielson. First down, Lions at their own 31.
Excuse me, Tim. Again, Danielson afforded excellent protection. As you see, no pressure whatsoever put on it. There's the throw and a fine catch by Hill as the ball was behind him just slightly.
You know, here's a team, the Colts defensively have 42 sacks, 3rd in the NFL coming into this game. The Lions have given up 49 sacks coming in, the worst in the league. Today they have risen up and done a job on the sack pack of Baltimore. Danielson complete to David Hill, the tight end, number 81. Bruce Laird tackles him at the 41-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Let's make it 5. 2nd and 5.
Bruce Laird all over Hill that time. The ball was thrown expertly by Danielson right into his arms. Bruce there right away to make the tackle. Pick up for 5 yards.
David Hill, a 4th-round pick a year ago from Texas A&I, not related to J.D. Let's see it again. He's big. 6'2", 230.
When he hits you, you know it.
Oh, yeah. It's tough work for a safety to play him single coverage. 2nd down, Danielson throwing. Danielson, incomplete, intended for David Hill. Coverage by Nettles, and the linebacker Simonini dropping back. 3rd down, the Lions now with a big play. They're down by 4, 2:06 remaining. They've got to keep this drive alive.
3rd down and 6.
In comes Darrell Luce, number 58, replacing Simonini. Joe Herman comes out. An extra back is in. That is Ray Oldham, number 25. 3rd down play. Colts fans feeling the tension here. Their team must win in order to keep the playoff chance alive. Then they must win again next week here at home against the New England Patriots. Winners over Miami today, 14-10. Danielson with pressure. Oh, what a catch, J.D. Hill. A super catch and a fine throw by Danielson, showing his poise against the rush. Nettles made the tackle. Blackwood was on the coverage, too.
And there's the catch as you see it right in there, and Danielson threw that under extreme pressure and had the ball right on the money. That was probably the biggest play of the afternoon for the Lions, as Danielson came up with a very fine throw, and Hill came up with an excellent catch to come up with a 1st and 10 situation. Detroit Lions.
Boy, that kid showed me something there.
Had it right on the money.
Ooh.
I remember a bad day out here against Detroit one time.
Oh, yeah, I meant to mention that. I got that here. I made a note of that, but that's the one that blew away.
Yeah.
It was 1965. 65.
Who caught the last pass?
Hill. That's when Early threw the touchdown to Gibbons.
Carl Sweetan was the quarterback. 1965.
How bad they beat it.
They beat you. I forget the score. It's in the...
Oh, that's the one Earl threw the touchdown. Gibbons.
No, that's not it. Give me those Baltimore notes there, please, right here. I don't know whether it's in here or not. I think it's in the... it's in Seymour's notes.
5 seconds.
1st and 10 Detroit at the Colts 25.
It is 1st down. Detroit Lions. They're at the Colts, 45. The Lions trailing by 4 points. Option pass complete to Luther Blue, but out of bounds. Luther Blue out of bounds. Leonard Thompson throwing the strike to him, but Blue could not stay in bounds. It is incomplete.
That was a great call by Danielson here. As you see, the halfback trying to get the hand on the ball, not moving into the football, just throws it out. Watch Luther Blue as he tries to make the reception. He had everyone fooled on the play, but he does not get a hand on the football.
I got to think that maybe that was Tommy Hudspeth's call. They had the time there to go over and discuss it. Leonard Thompson, who has been a wide receiver, became a running back last week, and today becomes a passer. But it is 2nd and 10, the play that nearly worked. Danielson will throw. Danielson swings it to King. King in traffic, shakes loose, still going, and Mike Barnes wraps him up. Drives him back. Ball comes loose, but play is dead. There'll be a loss on the play of about 3 yards when they mark it. And a big defensive play there as King nearly got away from everybody.
Anderson going back to throw, looks downfield, no one's open, goes right over to Kane. As you see him picking the ball up, trying to come back against the grain.
47.
And the Baltimore Colts are up to the situation.
Mike Barnes, number 63. It is 3rd down, 13 to go. The ball now out at the 47 of Baltimore. King and Thompson are the setbacks for the Detroit Lions. Wide right is Jarvis. J.D. Hill wide left. Danielson eludes the pocket. A flag is down. Eludes the rush, pardon me, out of the pocket. But he's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped by Stan White, number 53. Let's see what the flag is. A good guess would be holding Detroit. No, a clip has been signaled. It's against Detroit. So the Colts come up with 2 big defensive plays and get a little help from the officials as well. Craig Hertwig, number 71, you saw just leave your screen, was arguing the point with the officials. Minnesota has come back against Oakland. They trailed 21-7 in the 2nd period. We'll be going to that all-important game at the conclusion of this one. 1:14 to play.
Number 62.
Number 62 is Lynn Bodine, called for clipping. And we'll see it right there on John Dutton, number 78. As Bodine clipped Dutton from behind. And so it is 3rd and long.
Number 62.
What do you do? What do you do on 3rd and 30?
Penalty against Detroit.
Look at this. Tampa Bay has scored again, 33-7. My bet's looking good there. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. No, that was just.
I don't believe I said that.
No, that was just between you and me on the air here when I picked them to finish ahead when they were up 26-7. Buccaneers are going to do it. 3rd down here. Intended for Keene, incomplete. It'll be 4th down, Detroit. 1:10 remaining regulation time. Look at this one. Seattle and Kansas City. They just went back and forth all afternoon. The Seahawks finally won it 34-31. Well, I think there'll be some joy in the Tampa Bay locker room. And a little bit of sorrow in New Orleans, I would think.
John Meekum might just hang Hank Stram.
Oh, my goodness. 4th down, they're going to go for it. Why not? They're down by 4 points. It's all or nothing for the Lions here. Danielson deep for Leonard Thompson. Intercepted by Blackwood. I don't know, I'm not sure why. That was 4th down. That's his 10th interception, but they have the ball at the 25 of Baltimore instead of down at about the 35 of Detroit.
Probably just pure instinct on that, Jim. Went up for the ball. It's up in the air for grabs. It belongs to me. That's what he's saying back there.
Yeah, one thing for sure is he knows that if he's got it, Leonard Thompson isn't going to have it for Detroit. And it was still bumping around back there, so maybe he did the right thing. In any event, it's Colts ball with 1:03 remaining. They are in command now. The ball at their 26-yard line, first down.
I can guarantee you one thing. He won't put it in the air.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty safe. Straight ahead is Mitchell. Behind the right guard, Ken Huff. In the center, Ken Mendenhall. And he picked up 3 yards on the play. Timeout is called by the Lions, and we want to thank these people. Bob Rowe, our producer, Duke Struck, our director, associate producer Rick Sharp, and all of the technical people who get it on in cold weather or warm weather or whatever. You see them spin by, and we thank them for putting up with the weather conditions and doing another great job. 56 seconds remaining to play. This all-important victory now within grasp. The win here today means that the Baltimore Colts can still make the playoffs, but they must beat the New England Patriots here next week.
And what a big ball game that's going to be. I don't imagine you will find an empty seat in the stadium next Sunday afternoon.
No, there were some here today. 14 to 15,000 unsold seats as of yesterday. Minnesota at Oakland, they're underway. We're going to join that game in progress as soon as we leave Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. 56 seconds. 2nd and 7. Ron Lee behind the left guard. Doug English made the tackle on him. Robert Pratt leading the blocking for Ron Lee. It'll be 3rd down about 5 as the Colts lead it 10-6. 51 seconds to play. Is that their last time out?
That's
Detroit's?
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Last one they used in the first half,
yeah,
or
right.
second, right in the first, 3rd quarter, I guess it was.